Yes. All right. Testing audio. All right. Need that. Da, 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 da. Cool beans. All right, I think we're ready. Welcome to the stream, and it is Liam's birthday today, April 22nd, and it is on Monday once again. All right. So let's get started. Play the video first. Because I like watching
Hey
videos.
guys, I'm Brandon from Sasquatch Bee Studios. Welcome.
Hey, Brandon.
I wanted to make this video for you guys to kind of as a resource so that you can
Hopefully
see
that doesn't...
my wife and I are
Can you guys even hear that? Yeah, you can hear that. Okay.
I'm mostly going to be talking about software, but
hopefully it's not like incredibly loud either.
Well. And I do just want to be upfront and say
it looks like the audio's okay. I'm going to assume it's fine.
In order to make games, there are so many.
Tell me if it's too loud though. You're legally obligated or I'll kill you.
To be able to make games. This is really just meant to act as a resource or even to just give you some fun new ideas to help you improve your workflow. So to kick off, the game engine is the really
Fuck, it's a little bit too loud for me.
to develop our game. And I'll be totally honest, I've
Hi, Brandon.
tried another modern engine. If you've ever been in the market to buy
Okay.
a house before,
So I'm kind of just gray boxing right now.
you'll walk into a house and sometimes
Just kind of fucking around.
this is the one. This is the house that you want to buy. That feeling
Wondering what the map is going to look like.
for the first time. That was quite a few years ago now. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about the Unreal Engine and Godot as well. But for the way that I build projects, I find Unity's workflow to be very intuitive to me. Unity uses a component-based structure, which means it's very natural to use composition over inheritance. It has a whole second set of components, lights, renderers, and tools.
So I'm trying to think like,
which is really important.
It's got a big ass world to fill here.
You might want to work with tiles. You might want to work with individual.
Might have to scale it down if it ends up being too big, but we'll see.
Based on certain shapes, which Unity calls sprite shapes. I love that the Unity hub allows you to have multiple versions of Unity installed on your computer at the same time.
There's a water shader in here I want to use. Oh, this especially. I want to get those. Where's the water?
And honestly, I take it for
Oh, here it is.
but one of my favorite things about Unity is that you'll code in C#. I've dabbled with a couple of different scripting languages, and C# is such a joy to work with. So if you use Unity, that is the language you will be coding in. And this seems like the perfect segue into our next section, which is the code editor. I use Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2022 for two very, very simple reasons. One, it's free, and two, it's just built right into the Unity Hub installer here, and I just don't care enough to try any other code editors. Actually, there's a secret reason number 3 why I use this, and that's because I make a lot of tutorials on this.
Don't worry, Eagle. I don't understand it either. You and me both, pal. We're in this together.
So I just don't want there to be any confusion there either. But I can tell you that when I first started using Unity, the default code editor, or IDE, was mono-develop, and that was created by Unity, and let's just say that Microsoft Visual Studio Community is so much better. I do find the IntelliSense to be pretty good, and it's nice to work with software that seems to know what I want to do. And once you've familiarized yourself with some of the keyboard shortcuts and some of the tricks, it's a very, very productive tool. It's pretty easy to take the dark background for granted, but not all of us always had it that way. The next segment is all about project planning. And when it comes to game planning, we recently switched to Codex. I was using Trello before, but I wasn't really using it for planning so much as just brain dumping different ideas and bugs. Now, I am happy to say that Codex is sponsoring this segment, and I can tell you that I took the time to learn their platform, and after seeing what it was capable of, I went to Nikki and I told her that we should be using this. So I can genuinely say that this is something that I recommend that you at least check out to see if it's a good fit for you. Because after seeing it in action, I started using it myself. So this segment was scripted by me, not Codex, and it's some
OMG, is that Audrey from Earth? It's Hugh. Hello.
After playing with their tool for just 15 minutes, I decided to migrate our plans for our game Samarado over to this system. Codex is the ultimate project management tool for devs because it's created by game developers.
I'm doing good. I'm just like,
the main reason I love it so much is because it manages to
I don't know. This is fun. Like I'm having a lot of fun doing this, but I'm like, oh my god, like once I get the level editing, I'm like, oh Jesus, I don't know how to I don't know how to build a world that's fun to play.
Keep today's or this week's tasks, for
Because I
example,
can do it artistically, like, you know, like from an artist standpoint, like I love doing it. Because I can make it look good and it's nice. But making it functional and making it actually fun to play is like beyond me right now. So I'm like crash coursing myself, like trying to figure that out. Like, oh god. Ooh, that's loud. That scared the shit out of me. I always forget that happens.
where you're going at a glance. But one of the coolest things is Decky. This is a Discord bot that allows you to engage with your Discord community by collecting feature requests, ideas, and bug reports directly within your Discord server. And it'll keep fans in the loop by sharing
Save to win.
in the description.
No, don't apologize. I love it. I turn it down if it bothered me that much.
Next is art, and Nikki is the artist for Sasquatch Bee Studios, and she uses Photoshop. When I asked
Yeah, like I can like do it like artistically. Like it's nice. It's Family Dollar. It's just like I don't know how to make it fun. Is the problem. You're welcome for the noise line. I love that. I love that.
And I personally have used GIMP, I've used Krita a little bit, and finding tutorials for those is just a little bit more difficult. And the other thing she said is it's just the best.
So I think I'm gonna have like a Capitol building kind of like up here,
Specific strengths
where like a leader would be. Who's that leader? I don't know. I have some ideas, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, my friends.
Photoshop was definitely worth it for us. Next is
This really just needs to be a block. Like this doesn't even need to be like an inside, right?
sound effects from scratch. I'll usually refer to sound effects packs that I've already bought.
So we'll say that this is like the Capitol building.
Sound.org and download things that have the Creative Commons license. And then I'll either layer multiple tracks together or
Oh shit.
mix them up or add some effects on top of them or some.
Okay, actually, you know what? We're gonna put it back to where it was.
Audacity to record all of the tutorials for this channel as well as all of our podcasts.
Hey, 4 years of experience is more than I ever had, so props to you. Like that shit's fucking powerful.
Software for years. It's totally free and it's very powerful.
And it's all about learning, like learning as you go. It's a lot of learning as you go, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And knowing what to Google, of course.
In order to at least put together some clips or some trailers to throw up on your social media accounts. I personally use DaVinci Resolve. It is
Right now, I'm just kind of gray boxing, fucking around, as previously mentioned.
video that I wasn't able to do with DaVinci Resolve. Nikki is on a Mac, so she edits our Monday videos using Final Cut Pro, which is not free. I believe it's a
The VR chat mirrors Edge World. Which recording? Because there's a couple, I think. Is it the new one or the old one? Is it Udon's Edge 1 or 2? Because I haven't released 2 yet, but there are recordings of 2 out there. On the crane. I think they both have cranes. Was it like a red crane? Because if it was a red crane... Well, the second one isn't out yet. But it is a work in progress. And I haven't released it yet, but there is footage of it on like my Twitter and stuff. And on my YouTube, actually, now that I mention it. Which is by the same name, of course, Audrey from Earth. I think there's a link in the Twitch chat, but I'm not sure. And it's better. I had to restart it, but I'm using like, you know, I don't have to remake the assets, obviously. But it is definitely a step up, I think. I just got to fix a few things. And I think I ran into a glitch where I upgraded the lighting, and or not the lighting, sorry, the audio in VR chat, and it fucked everything up and made everything mute. So that was like my kind of like catalyst, no pun intended, for fuck, I'm just gonna restart.
No idea if I'm saying that right, but it's about a mid-range tablet. There are definitely cheaper ones and definitely more expensive ones, but Nikki did a lot of research before buying it. It's a very
Fuck, what am I even doing? I'm just making like a box.
never had a problem with it. I hope you found this list helpful, and if you have any other tool recommendations, drop them down below in the comments. That's all I got.
That doesn't line up, but you know what? We're rolling with it. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna like that. And then we're gonna fucking big brain this. Oh, what video should we watch next? Oh, psychological horror. Me when I don't get a silly treat. That was an epic meme right there for you. That one's free. Next one's gonna cost you though. Let's put on the playlist so you. Oop, shit. Hopefully you don't see that. Not that it matters, just YouTube, but still. Oh, it pops out a new player each time, so I gotta fucking redo the... Oh, no, it's right there. Okay. Oh, and it resizes according... Oh, that's awesome. Shit. Because I'm using, like, a Mozilla Firefox add-on that, like, pops up the YouTube player. So that's cool that it does that. Okay. Oh shit! I guess I watched part of this one.
Hey guys,
No
welcome.
recollection
Today
of it,
I
but
want to
whatever.
show you how you can set up this simple 2D platformer scene from scratch in Unity. All of the assets that you see will be provided to you.
Yeah, take care
and
here.
This will work with a
Love you
keyboard
bigly.
as
Mwah.
well as a gamepad. So we're going to start with a new project. We're going to select 2D
And thanks for
in the
stopping by.
folder pipeline. We're not going for AAA graphics here, so this is going to be perfect for us.
Save to win. Family Dollar.
Okay, so
Why is that not
I have
snapping?
this in 2x3.
That should be snapping.
And drag this over here.
But it is not snapping.
Let's start by getting some assets in there right away. Let's create a folder called sprites. And again, the link for these sprites is in
Boom.
the description below. So you can go inside
Hey, bada bing.
and drag that into the hierarchy here. So one thing that you want to make sure of is if
There
you
we go.
select character here,
Might be a bit too thin to start. I could thicken up the wall a bit, but I want it to match the prefabs I have a bit more.
Problems later on. Next, let's open this up, right click, and we're going to
Well,
unpack
whatever.
it so that it's not a prefab anymore. And let's parent the head to the body by dragging.
Okay, cool. Actually, that works. That works fine.
This way, we're free to move the body, but the head will also follow. But we are also free to just move the head by
I think I can mirror this, right?
Come in handy for
That's a good thing Pro Builder can do.
Let's also go into the background and just drag background plane on
I'm
there.
pretty sure it's. Oh, yeah, here it is.
And let's also go into environment asset.
What are my options? X, Y, Z, duplicate. Oh, yeah, duplicate, definitely.
Right, so let's go over here. Make
Perfect. Oh, you love to see it. Love to see it.
sprite editor. And in here, you're free to just zoom and drag around. And
Awesome.
select these as closely as you need to.
So this will be like a big Capitol building up at the top of the hill, which I think will be neat. Kind of like overlooking the little like city of Arcadia.
Done, you should be able to select all three of them individually like this. Hit apply. You'll know that
Actually gonna raise it up a little bit too, so it gets out of the terrain a bit more.
and 2. Let's drag the biggest one into the scene. And if you're not
Is that
seeing
lined
it,
up?
it's because of the order in
Yeah,
there.
it's fine.
So what we actually want to do is go over to background and set this to something really low, like -50. That'll make sure
Oh,
that
shit.
everything else
Oops.
in the scene is
Wrong
on
face.
top of the
There we go.
background. Let's drag the character down a bit. As well as
Boom.
the floor.
Gray box. Love to see it.
This the floor. Now let's get the character interacting with the environment, and so to do that, we need to implement physics. So first off,
Now we're gonna raise these up a bit more, I think.
and we're
Gonna make this a bigger building.
2D component. What that's gonna do is gravity. You'll see that the character falls, but he falls through the floor because we don't have any.
Boom.
collision.
Love to see it.
Let's
Actually,
get those set up now.
we're gonna make this a new face and hold shift, and then we're gonna just connect.
Likely won't fit properly at first,
That.
so go ahead and click edit
Boom.
slider
Love it.
here, and you can just expand this as needed.
Then we're gonna move this out a bit more.
If these gizmos are in your way of being able to see,
Move this
go
down.
ahead and just click this.
Like gray boxing is fun. I can do gray boxing because it's not as like detail oriented. And it's like
Okay, perfect.
it's
So
peaceful
add a
and it kind of like helps you like get the gist of like what you're going for.
that up nice and tight
But
in the sprite editor, then it should
I would be lying if I said it wasn't overwhelming to a certain degree.
hit play, you should see that the character actually lands on the floor and stays there. Because
Raise this
is
up a
our
bit
main
more.
character, we also want to change collision detection
And raise
from
that.
discrete
Awesome.
to continuous. That's just going to check for collisions more often. It's a little more resource intensive, but it's something that you're going to want for your main character.
Why is that
We're
not?
also gonna
Why
open
is that
up
snapping so
and freeze
broadly?
rotation on the Z
Oh, unless I just need to move this down.
Usually more of a problem if you
There we
have a capsule collider, but you want to make sure that you're not getting your player rotating like this as you're moving him around. So we're just going to lock that up.
So this is a cool little like area. Like I like that. Why is this not connected? What the fuck?
And we want it to be as easy as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to window and open the
To the window.
change this drop down up here.
This is literally mirrored. Why is it not fucking?
Until you find input system.
Unless I need to be on like a different. But it's literally mirrored. What the fuck? Why is it not
You
the
get
same
just
height?
hit yes to restart the editor.
Am I dumb as shit? What happened?
All right, great. Let's get those set up. Create a new folder.
I mean, I am dumb as shit, but like, that's besides the point.
Open that up.
It's a gray box. Who fucking cares? It doesn't need to be perfect.
In there, let's right click and go to create and scroll down until you
What the
find
fuck?
input actions. Let's call it control.
Oh, it's fucking matched up there. What the hell?
Generate
So what happened here?
and click apply.
Why is that
Bring
doing
the
that?
class in here.
What the
Now
fuck?
click this edit asset button and
I hate it here.
click it over here
Oh,
beside
unless I accidentally moved. Oh, did I not raise this
creating a
too?
control scheme.
Maybe I need to raise this part. Ooh.
And if you have a gamepad,
Nope, that wasn't
you
it.
can add
It's.
control scheme
Oh, wait.
You
Something
can set that
slanted.
to all control
Did I raise
schemes
this up accidentally?
apply both of them at once. Now we're
I
going
think that's what happened. Okay.
gamepad, everything in the
I'm
actual
using my fucking big brain power deduction skills right now.
is our actual actions in here. start by creating an
So we actually probably bring this back to 0.5.
rename
I'd like to keep this at a kind of broader number.
We're going to change the action
And then we'll move this forward. Ooh, that sucks. Okay.
now you can click on this button here.
Move
add
this
top, down,
forward.
left, right, composite. Go ahead and
Hey, look at that.
here.
Look at that.
Let's
I'm a
click
genius.
one,
No, I'm not. What the fuck?
press
What the fuck?
Click
It's
here.
close enough. Who cares?
Click listen to make this easy. Just click that. Hit the W
Who
key.
gives a shit?
And we'll add that to our keyboard.
It was bothering me though.
Let's go through the rest
That's fine. I'll ignore it. And then we'll have some like pillars going up here. I think pillars look good.
Let's add another one for our arrow.
Shade that smooth. Negative Ghost Rider. We'll put this on like 8s. Is it good? No, not octagon. Let's do like a 12. That's better.
I just connected my Xbox 360 controller. We're going to
No,
add
so
another
how do I
one.
fucking
Let's
keep this a
right-click
square?
We'll call this analog. And it's going to work exactly the same. You click here, click listen,
Oh.
hit up on your gamepad, and find
The
left
inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
control scheme. And let's do the rest really
This will be
quick.
like -3. And then we'll say this is just like fucking out of the 12.
And we'll do the same for the D-pad.
What the? God damn it. Pro Builder, why do you do this to me? There we go. Amazing.
From digital normalized to
Make that
digital.
blue because it's part of the terrain.
With digital normalized is that actually if you're holding a direction on your gamepad, like you're wanting to move to the right and it's
Two,
going slightly
and
up
three.
as well, it's
Hell
actually
yeah.
going to slow down your movement speed. You might want this for a top-down game, but you don't want this for a 2D platform.
That looks good. I like that.
Ready, go ahead and click save.
And then we can have like a little like roof.
Right.
God, I'm so bad at architecture.
Control class, and it's all set up the way that we want it. We actually need to set up the script that actually listens for.
And this is of course just a
now. Right,
gray
click
box, so
and
it doesn't need to be
create
perfect,
a
but like
script called user input.
I want it to
Go
be
ahead and
perfect.
delete all of this startup
That looks
stuff,
good.
and we're actually
Good
going to turn
enough.
this into a singleton class, and you may or may not know what that means, but we'll see what it actually does later on.
Just plop a roof on this bad boy too. Why not? Actually, you know what? We'll just copy this.
Even between scenes
Put it
in
up.
your game. So if
Go
you
over
want to
here.
a game object in your game
And
from one scene to the
enhance.
next when you load a new scene,
Amazing.
this is one of the ways that you can do it.
I'm a Greek philosophizer. They call me Epicliterus. I'm so smart.
User input and call it instance. Then in our awake function, if
Perfect.
instance is equal to null, then the instance is equal to this.
Okay.
And then we'll call.
I kind of want some
destroy
stairs
the
going up from this, right?
which is-
Like that would
this
be
is the thing
cool.
that'll actually keep it persistent in between scenes.
There's actually a stairs shape that Pro
Else,
Builder has.
meaning if instance
Yeah, here it
is
is.
not equal to
And then we'll
null,
just do
then
that.
we're going to actually
And then the
destroy
count will be like
object.
something higher.
And that's because
We'll
this
start with like
is
16. See how that is. Oh, that's good.
literally meaning we
That was
only
kind of.
ever
Oh
want
shit.
to have
Hold on.
one of these in our scene ever. And if
We just need a
one
spawner
were-
right now, and then we can.
Next, we need to grab a reference.
Well,
to
let's
our
make it a bit wider.
we just set up. So we're going to create a public
Say like
control
12.
called control.
That's a little too little.
We don't want this to show up in the inspector. So
20?
Go ahead over here and add hide.
Fuck it, we'll start with that.
inspector.
Ooh, that's not enough steps though.
But we don't need to see it in the inspector. And down here in the
We need more.
section, we're going to say controls
32.
are equal to new controls.
Is that too much or is that too
Next, we
little?
wanna create
That's not too much, definitely, but it might be too little.
vector 2 called move.
Say 36.
And this is going to represent the value.
That's a good start.
controls actually pass in. If you press left on your game.
We'll just make this yellow. Why not? We'll make
-1 on
traversable
the
objects
Hit right on
yellow.
your gamepad, it's going to hit a 1 on the
or like things that are like meant to be. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get it.
So let's
You get it.
give that a hide in inspector. Next, we need to enable the controls. So on enable, we're going to say controls.enable. And we need to do the same thing in on disable.
Hmm.
And next, we want to make sure that we are sending whatever this value is getting.
That looks good.
into
I like that.
this move input. So we're going to say controls dot, what did we call it? Movement dot move dot performed plus equals context.
Perfect.
Send that into move into.
Amazing.
And we're going to read the value vector 2. So this syntax is a little bit confusing, but
Actually,
essentially
what would be
we're
cool would be
doing
like a
is
tower
grabbing
you could climb on top of this.
these inputs are,
That'd be really
sending
cool.
them
Let's do
into
that.
your move input variable. And that's all we need for this script, but because
I like that.
This is a mono behavior. It needs to actually sit on something in the game view. So what we're going to do is create a new empty. Let's call it game manager. Let's reset the transform and add user input on top of that. Okay, so now we are actually able to read our input properly. So let's go ahead and get our character moving around.
Actually, toss these all in the
character, go down to
gray
object
box.
development, and let's create a player class.
We'll make this the default parent for a little bit.
Go over here to your assets, drag player into scripts, and inside scripts, let's create another folder called player and throw it in there.
Let's make this a new
I'm
box.
just going to rename that to player in all caps so it's a little easier to find.
Actually, let's grab these cylinders down here.
So we're going to move the character by
Plop them up there.
the velocity of the character's rigid body that we added. So let's first grab a reference to the rigid body. Private rigid body 2D, let's call it RB. And in our start function, let's grab that reference.
Looks good.
And in our update function, we are going to use a move function that we now need to create. Now we want to grab a reference to our move input over in the user input script. So let's create a private.
Can we bevel this? Yeah, that's a good idea.
And down in move,
all right, a little more than that.
Is going to be equal to user input.
Like 4.
Instance,
all right, that's way too much. We'll do like 2.
This is a 2D platform,
Perfect.
so we don't really care about the Y. We only care about left and right. So now we have our X value from our user input, and now we can pass that in as our velocity.
Oh, and we could put that big statue up here too. That'd be cool. Well, maybe we'll put it by the shoreline.
For now, we'll change that in just a second.
Yeah, I'll put it by the shoreline. Which, speaking of, I'm actually going to plop that water down. And for that, we're just going to use a plane, I guess.
So up here, there's no need to make it public. What we can actually do is...
So it doesn't need to be like 2-dimensional, right?
Private type float. We'll call it move speed. And we'll swap this number in with move speed instead.
Boom. Let's subdivide this. Yeah, there we go.
7.5. Remember to put the F on the end if it's a float. Save your script with Control S, and let's go back into Unity and make sure that that's working.
Wonderful. Ooh, that's a little too...
Script like I did before you
too high.
Then you're going to see that you've got a 0 in your inspector here. So
lower this? Lowering it works.
Try again.
That's perfect. Well, almost perfect.
Great. Next, what I would like to do is get him turning in
the good enough.
That he's moving. So let's set that up now. Go back to your player script. So what I would like to be able to do is to dynamically check which direction the player is turning in start. So to do that, let's add serialized field, private game object, left leg, and again for the right leg.
Cool beans.
Let's go back to the inspector.
We'll bring this out a little bit more just to give the illusion of depth.
On the left leg, like so. And what we're going to do is add a function called start direction check.
Or I should say the illusion of vastness.
If the X position of the right leg is greater than the left leg, then he's facing right. Leg.transform.position.x is greater than left leg.transform.position.x.
Hopefully this isn't too big. I'm hoping occlusion culling really pulls through for me. We'll see. Is that level? It's level, right? Yeah.
Hide an inspector. We just want it to be public in case we ever want to be able to access this from another script. So back down to start direction check. If the right leg transform position.
Oof, I added a lot of stuff before really
facing right is equal to true.
Organizing it. Let's toss this stuff in here.
True is equal to false. Now let's call this in our start function.
HDRP.
So as soon as we load up
this HDRP installed? I don't want to use HDRP.
It's going to dynamically
Get that shit out of here.
Whether our character is facing right or not. We already know.
Hope I didn't install an HDRP asset accidentally.
With different asset packs.
Hey, baby, what's up? My cat's screaming at me.
Facing the left, and that can be a bit of a pain when you've got all this movement code running. Now that we know what direction he's facing, we can actually start working in some turn.
Oh yeah, that's URP.
So let's add a function called private void turn check. So we're going to say if user input dot instance dot move input dot x is greater than 0 and is facing right is equal to false, or an easier way to
there's different waters.
Get rid of that and just put an exclamation mark at the
Is that
beginning.
is that white? Is that just cum?
So our x is greater than 0, which means we're pushing right.
This one looks cool.
forward.
I don't know what
Here, you're
what's
facing
gonna look like in the
This means we want
context of
to
the game. We'll
rotate
find out.
and else if
This is absolutely slanted, right? Like I'm not going insane.
dot move
Maybe it's
input
not.
dot x
No, it.
less than 0,
What the?
so you're pushing left on your
Is it
keyboard,
slanted?
and the player.
Am I just fucking insane? Like what the hell?
Then we also want to turn. So let's go ahead.
It's got to be.
Turn function now.
I'm not insane, right?
Private.
Yeah, I'm not insane. What the fuck? It's slanted.
Let's throw that in here. And here we're gonna say if is facing right.
Oops.
The way that I actually want to turn him is to rotate on the y-axis by 180 degrees. That'll get him facing left. And if
I'm so bad at Pro Builder.
it'll be 0. So we're going to create a vector 3
Okay.
called
You know what?
rotator.
Here, we'll do this.
That's going to be a new vector 3. The x is going to remain the transform.position.x.
Oh my goodness, look at the faces.
Is 180 degrees, and the z is also going to remain transform.
I guess I gotta do them one by one.
Rotation.z. Change that over here. So that's the actual vector 3 that we want to plug into the instance.
Let's get this
Transform.rotation.
rain out of here for a second.
Quaternion.Euler, and we'll plug in our vector 3.
I'm sorry for all those who have to watch me on the struggle bus today.
Finally, let's change this bool value to be what it was not before. So is facing right is equal to not is facing right.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely fucking slanted.
Was before. So that's if the character was facing right. Else, let's go ahead and
God damn it, you know what? I'm just gonna remake it. I'm not that connected to this plane.
That to be 0. Now finally you can see
We'll go to bring that terrain back. There it is. New shape. Subdivide it a bit more. We'll say like 4, 4. Oh, I know why I was slanted. It was because it was on the thing. Okay.
You could put this in the update function.
I'll make it like
no need to run this every
320.
There's only a need
320.
when we're actually.
That's not long enough at all.
So let's go ahead and test this.
Gotta be 500 at least. So we'll say like negative 600.
Great.
Why is that not long enough? What the fuck?
Animating to make this look a whole lot better. If you don't have the animator tab open, go to Window, Animation, Animation.
Whatever. I'll just make it bigger in post.
Down here beside the game view.
Where?
With your player
Fuck
selected,
me.
click Create.
So bad at Pro Builder.
Click on our Assets folder and create a new folder called Animation. Now let's actually get an idle going before we create.
Yeah, let's go. We'll do that.
Call it idle. So let's add a property, and let's add our body's transform position. Before we start, I'm actually going to drop my player onto the floor. That'll make animating the walk cycle a lot easier. So idle is always going to be a looping animation. So let's
Hey, I like that. We've got like a little lake here and everything.
There, hit Control.
Gotta get rid of that grass
Now
though.
let's go over to frame 20 and Control V to make sure that the beginning and the end are the same. Let's go to frame 10, hit the record button over here, and we'll move the body up
Okay.
just a little bit.
And we'll actually add the lighting back.
Already, if you hit play, you can see
Set up
the
back.
lighting.
Ooh,
Make
that's
sure that
bright
you
as shit.
see
Alright.
hitting keyframes over at the 1 second mark. If you do, delete those out.
Oh, that looks nice.
This should be
Oh,
looping
that looks
now.
like
Now let's also
it's missing
put it in
textures.
there.
What the fuck?
Because we clicked record, you can actually
Do I not have shader graph installed? I'm pretty sure I do.
actually just move it down. It'll automatically add the beginning.
Maybe it was just reflecting the sky. I don't know. I'm colorblind. Was that pink?
Head back up a bit. Make sure you copy your beginning.
That's
frame.
absolutely pink, right? Like it's not blue.
You can adjust that until it's how you like it.
Maybe it is just reflective. Oh, hold on. No, this is absolutely just the way it is.
One thing that I forgot actually.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's go ahead and stop this now and add that in right
Oh,
now.
that looks like shit. Okay.
Sprites, tutorial asset pack, go down to player, and your scythe will be in there. Before we drag that into the scene.
That's just white. That's not
editor,
helpful.
Make sure that you move your pivot point down to the base.
Oof, so
there.
fucking bright. Jesus. All right, let's delete this for a second and then
Image actually rotates
kind of like
down. You
assess
want it to
the
rotate from the bottom, not from the center. Click
glossiness is way up there. We don't want that.
into your hierarchy.
This has to be a glitch, right? Like, there's no way this is just the way it looks.
And let's get it positioned the way that we want. The scythe should be rendered on top of everything else, so let's make this a 6.
It's customizable. That's cool.
And you can see, if you go back to your animation, because we
Oh my goodness gracious.
body, it's already moving along with the body, up and down. Now back into our animation at frame 10, let's rotate the scythe.
That can't be right. Okay, there's got to be some fuckery going on here.
And finally at frame 5, let's squash the head a little bit, and at 15, we'll stretch it a little bit. So you can click head, click on the scale tool, and squash it down. And
Oh my goodness gracious.
And stretch that a little bit.
Let's try something.
Again, play with those values until you're happy with them.
Oh.
Okay, so that is our idle. And actually,
Hold
you
on.
notice if you hit play, it's already going to be animating with that animation by default. That is because in the process of setting up the animation, Unity went ahead and added an animator component to our player with a controller called player, which got saved into the same folder as our idle animation. Next, let's set up a walk cycle. Click on your player, go over here and click on create new clip.
Do I need to slap this
I'm
fucking...
disable the background for a minute so that I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So on our very first frame, I actually want the
What did I
legs
just do?
split apart. Make sure you hit the record button. Go ahead and rotate the right leg.
Yes. Question mark?
Same thing with the left leg.
Transforms? Floater? What do I do?
This animation is going to be 30 frames long, so go ahead and copy and paste those beginning frames onto frame 30. And at frame 15, we're just going to split the legs apart, but in the opposite direction.
Jesus Christ, I'm a mess. What is this?
Go ahead and hit play and see how that looks. Great, so let's get...
Is there documentation for this?
Let's rotate the scythe back just
I guess
slightly at frame 15. Now, we just created the contact poses for the walk cycle. So what we're going to do now is create down pose.
Well, shaders are in here.
4, we're going to move the body down just
Water
slightly.
volume's neat. I guess we'll just
And up
plot that on
to
there.
frame
See what happens.
Copy and paste those at frame 20 so that they should be on
Good
frame
lord.
20 and 26. Let's see how that looks. Make sure your beginning frames are the same at the end. It's looking a lot better already. And if you want, we can also get the head squashing and stretching a little bit on the down and up poses. Put the down, we'll squash him just a bit.
Hey, baby.
We'll stretch him just a bit here. Copy and paste those at frame 20 as well. Let's see how that looks. And let's also get his...
Why is it just invisible now?
Just a little bit at frame 15.
Okay, let's try this again.
And again, make sure that your beginning and ending frames are the same. Great, so we have the idle animation and we have the walk.
Try it on a smaller scale first of all. Hey, baby.
The idle
Cat says
animation
hello.
is always going to be playing on a loop. And no matter what we do, we can't get the other one to play because we need to do that by code. So first, let's open up the animator window and create the parameters.
Hey, what's up?
So let's go to animation, this time animation.
Oh, you're knocking stuff over.
I like to knock it up here.
Come on, come say hi.
So you can see the idle is already in there with a transition from entry. It's orange, which means
Baby.
it's the default animation.
Why are you yelling? What's up? What's up with
So
it?
what we want to do is create a transition from idle to walk. So right-click idle, make transition, go to walk, and we'll make a transition from walk back to idle as well. Click on parameters, and let's create a bool, and we'll call it is walking. So in order to go from idle to walk, we're going to set the condition is walking equals true, and to go from walk back to idle.
So this, alright, Nick, don't mess with the keyboard too much.
Now on both of them, let's make sure that we uncheck has exit.
You're just a
blank,
baby.
Change the transition duration to 0.
Oh,
Now this parameter that we created
there's like
is actually
opacity.
accessible to us through code, and we can manipulate it. So let's
Alright, we don't want too much
open up the
opacity.
player script. We first need to get a reference to the
Deep
player
color is
script
actually fine, so maybe that is actually good to have lower.
and get a reference to that in the start function.
That doesn't look
So we actually have this already set up
bad.
nicely for us. We
Like,
have
I think
this
it's just
function
the editor view.
that says if we are moving.
So that's got to be it. I think it's just the editor view. Maybe there's like some other things you gotta look at, but we'll see.
Anim.setBool. It's gonna want a string from you, so type it in exactly.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and get rid of these
You can go back to the inspector and double
trees in this area. Get rid of that.
Put that in there, and we're gonna.
Oh, there's grass down here? Yeah, get rid of that first of all.
We're gonna add an else. So if we're
Render
not
distance,
selecting it,
Jesus.
then anim.setBool is walking is equal to false. Let's test this. Great. So now our character is walking around. He's turning and he's doing his idle animation when he's not moving, and he's
Okay,
doing
cool.
his walk animation when he is moving.
Awesome.
You can actually see that as I'm walking around, my feet are not quite touching the floor. This is a problem.
We'll
with
transition
the
this into sand.
I created. So if I want to fix that, I can just move the feet down a little bit on the walk cycle. So if you click on floor over here and you hit edit collider, you'll see the green line of
Awesome.
where the player is actually going to be colliding with the ground. The player's green line here, which I'll actually will be colliding with the floor line here. So if I
Maybe it needs to be a
down just
actual fucking box. I mean, like, why would a plane not work?
cycle, you can see
Let's
that
try using a
we are
box, see what happens.
done. So let's fix that.
I don't want to actually do that there.
So I fixed it in the starting frames and in the ending frames. Let's also fix it in the middle. That's looking a little better anyways.
Yeah, that's too much. Evie, what's up?
Part 2 of setting up a basic platformer in Unity that works with a keyboard as well as a gamepad. If you missed part 1, you're going to want to check that out. I'll leave a card right here. Now let's get right into it.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's so hard to look at. Like, that's just not...
We'll do the code first and then we'll animate it. And we want this jump to be variable height, meaning the
Like, it looks fine. I think it's just... Oh my god, my eyes.
you will jump up to a certain distance.
I'm gonna
We'll add
assume
the player script as well. So let's add 2 variables.
that's normal
Private, so we'll
and hope for the best.
so that we can actually see it in the
Doesn't really look how I wanted it to, though.
jump force. We'll default that
What
to
did I just do?
5 and private float.
I think I might just stick with this one.
Let's default that to 0.5.
That's a little
We'll put
backwards,
this
right? Like, it
later.
looks like it's inverted.
This a little more organized in the inspector. Let's add a header attribute. This one will be movement. We'll put jump above these 2. Turn check above right leg and left leg. Now you can see if you go back into the inspector and you go down here, it just adds some headers, which just makes it a little cleaner and separates things out. So we're going to need a couple more variables. We're going to create a private bool called isJumping, a private bool called isFalling, and a private float called jumpTimeCounter. So in our update function, which runs every frame, let's add
That's a bit too much.
jump, which we will now need to create. So this is already starting to look a little bit messy. So before we create that, let's add hashtag region movement functions. And after move, hashtag end region. And then we'll do a region for turn checks.
I'm gonna leave this one,
Down here.
and we're gonna find out later if it looks good or not.
That will allow you to minimize
You
all
turn
of those
shadows
functions
off first of
so
all.
we can keep our code nice and clean. You can see if you highlight over top of it, it shows you which functions are included. So next, let's create our jump function.
Just one, see what happens.
So even though jumps are actually one of the more basic things
That
you
could
can add into a platformer,
theoretically, like, I like the way this one looks. It's just so fucking...
simple as possible. So we
Why does it
need to know 3 things in
do
regards
that?
to our input in the jump function. We need to know when we first press down the jump button, when we are holding the jump button,
you know what?
and when we release the jump button. So let's set that up. So if user input dot instance dot controls, and I forgot to actually set that up in our controls. So let's comment that out and come back to it.
So it's
Back
the
in our
noise.
controls, input actions over here. We're going to create a new action map called jumping. Let's rename this to jump. We'll change
So that's
action
foam.
to pass through, and control type button should be fine. So click on the plus and let's add a binding. The first one.
I'm gonna
is
assume...
keyboard, which will
Let me look at the documentation for this, actually. That would probably be a good idea.
button into the gamepad control scheme and save your asset. Let's go back into our script and uncomment that. Now user input.instance.controls.
No, this is the right one.
Jump was pressed this frame, and that's actually a function, so we need to open and close brackets. So that handles when it was pushed down for the
Here it
first
is.
time. Now we want to know when it's being held down. So if user input.instance.controls.jumping.jump.
Oh, there is no documentation? Shit, okay.
And finally, if user input.instance.controls.jumping.jump was released this frame.
Oh, I gotta enable depth texture and opaque texture, so maybe that's actually...
So if we just pushed down the jump
Okay,
button,
thank you reviews for... Why is HDRP fucking in here, first of all? Let's get that shit out of here.
released, then is jumping is going.
Must have been a thing I installed accidentally.
Now let's actually manipulate the velocity of the rigid body to get our player actually jumping. We're going to pass in the current velocity on the X so that we can continue to move left and right even when we're in the air. And we'll add in
There it is.
jump force for the Y. Now, we said this was going to be a variable jump, meaning the longer you hold the button, the more...
Watch this fix the problem, that'd be so nice.
Actually, let's copy and paste this into this function here. It's going to tell us class that is jumping is assigned, but it's not actually being used. We'll fix that in a minute. So when we're testing this out, you can see if you press down the spacebar, he gets a little hop, and if you hold down the spacebar, he gets a nice jump. We'll get that looking a little smoother and more responsive in a second, but there are a few problems we need to take care of. This is a really floaty jump, so let's fix that first.
Okay.
I'm actually going to change the gravity scale to 7. We haven't done anything with jump time yet, but let's do a jump force of about 12. That's feeling a little better now. Now, there are a few problems here. You can just keep jumping infinitely. You can also just hold the spacebar down forever, and the character will just keep on going. So let's fix that first. What we want to do is actually use this jump time as the maximum time we are allowed to hold down the jump button before.
Let's try this. Let's watch this video.
Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get.
There we go. Awesome.
Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get started making particles in Unity. I'm going to walk you through setting up 3 different particles, and we'll cover a lot of the options going through those so you can really get comfortable with this as fast as possible. I'll also show you how to spawn them into your scene and how to rotate them based on your attack direction. Let's get started. So we're starting off with a very, very simple scene here with basically just a player and some enemies and some grass. You don't need assets to follow along with this tutorial. However, if you like the assets that you see in this project, you can download them for free. You can use them personally or commercially. That's totally up to you. I'll leave a link down below in the description. I hope you enjoy. So basically what I've got here is I'm able to damage all 3 of these objects in the scene here. And I really want to spice this up and be able to add some particles when we damage the enemies. So we're going to dive right in and start off right with a new particle. So click here, go to effects and click particle system. Let's call this enemy damage 1. So this is the default particle system that it will set up automatically. If you go down to renderer here, you can see it assigned the sprite lit.
That's enough examining. All right, well, first of all, we do have to, enable depth texture and opaque texture, which I think are not actually enabled because of the downsample. Oh, they are enabled. What the fuck? Okay, well, let's look at the review, see if it says anything else.
2D sprite unlit. And the reason I want to select
the tutorial's in the video preview? Oh, shit.
Assign this material.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Drag that in there. You can see if we dim the global lights, these particles are going to show up no matter what. So if you would like them to be affected by lights, then be sure to select the 2D sprite lit default shader. I'm going to select
Okay, alright, there's like steps I gotta take.
with soft edge.
There's no documentation, but there is a YouTube tutorial, so.
So let's select that. Alright, so we've got something. So if you've never worked with a particle system before, this
Okay.
will be very intimidating looking. However, you'll find that as you make a lot more particle systems that you start playing around with the same values again and again. But we'll go through quite a few of the most common settings right here. So I'm going to let this just keep on playing so that I can see what we're changing here. Now we're going to change the duration over here to 0.25. And that's not going to be noticeable because we are looping right now, but the duration is the amount of time that the particle system is actually spawning particles into the world. And for a lot of these here, I like to change the drop down. I'm going to go to start lifetime, and let's choose random between 2 constants. Giving it a little bit of randomness in every way that you possibly can usually results in something that looks a lot better. So let's go 0.25 and 0.4. I'm going to move this over so I can see it a little more. For our start speed, random between 2 constants. We're going to go 6 to 8.
Oh, this is like layers. Okay.
So do random between 2 constants and go 0.15 and 0.5.
So we're gonna just call this one water. Water.
When I hit the enemies, they're going to shoot out.
Alright, so thank God for this YouTube video, Jesus.
Next, let's change the
And then I guess
plane
plane?
particles per second. I actually don't use rate over time too often. If we zero that out and if we go rate
that's water.
instead,
right?
what you can see is
Let's
that
say water.
only spawn particles if you are actually moving the object around in the scene.
Might need to be a cube.
Over distance, the one thing that you really want to know is, do you want to be using the simulation space local or world? You can see right now with local, it's moving the whole particle system, right? If we change that to world and drag it around, you can see how each individual particle kind of has its own spawn point that doesn't change. So that's what those do. Let's zero those out.
Oh, it's gonna be empty.
A burst. Let's click the plus. And actually Actually, these default settings are just fine. I'm just going to uncheck looping because
I don't know about that one.
annoying. Next, let's define the shape of the particle system and get it looking in kind of the right shape that we're going for. So let's open shape here. Now, I almost always stick with circle, and I'll tell you why. I have an orthographic camera right now, so you can't tell. However, for those of you who are using a perspective camera, you can see that even though this is a 2D scene, if you're using a 3D shape like a cone, it's actually going to be spawning particles that get closer and
Oh,
closer to the camera.
okay. I think
You
I'm
might
onto
notice that,
something.
but in this case, I definitely don't. So I'm actually going to leave our camera at perspective to make sure that we don't make that mistake. So what I'm going to do is change this to circle. It automatically rotates particle systems on the X by -90 degrees. Let's zero that out, and always make sure your Z-axis is on 0 as well, especially if you're working in 2D. So I don't want to spawn all of these in a circle. I really only want to be using a portion of this circle. So for the arc here, let's go with 75 degrees, and let's rotate it -35 on the Z-axis. Now that's already starting to look pretty good there. But let's add a few more things. You can change the radius thickness if you want. So you can see I'm changing that line there, and that's just keeping the area from which the particles can actually spawn bigger. And if I zero that out, then it's only going to be able to spawn right on that line. So go with whatever your preference is.
Oh.
I'm going to leave it at 0. Next, let's choose color over lifetime, and we
Okay.
actually need to check that and open it up. So this is a gradient here. We've got the alpha controls on the top and the color controls at the bottom. So for the starting color, let's just go with kind of a light red. I'm going to insert that there and drag the alpha at the end down to 0 so that we get this nice fade out. Next, let's also change the size over lifetime. Select that and open it up. And if you click this and nothing appears, just drag this bar up. I'm going to select this one, add this key up like this. So that's going to get bigger really, really quickly and then kind of slow down for most of the lifetime of the particle system. Next, let's get some noise going in here. Let's open that up. Noise is really cool, and I'll turn looping back on so you can kind of see what this does. It's only affecting the position because we've got a 1 in the position amount. You can fiddle around with the strength and the frequency to really start adding some randomness to the movement of your particles. And of course, you can do that with rotation as well as with scale if you really want to. I'm going to zero that out and put a 1 back in the position. And let's go with 1 in strength and 1.25 in the frequency. Let's close that, and let's also get some trails going behind these. So as soon as you select trails here, in your renderer, a second trail material slot opens up. Let's duplicate that first material and name it enemy damage trail mat 1. Let's assign that and open up the trails. So currently, every single particle is now going to have a trail
Oh, hey, Punk.
behind it.
Yeah, I know it's you. Don't worry. I didn't even see that you said anything. Sorry about that. I was watching this YouTube tutorial. Actually, I'll put it on the screen. Fuck it. I'm trying to figure out how to get this water shader to work. So, okay, like, I did that. What the fuck? Is that? Where's the Wawa? First of all, where's my fucking... Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll just make this like 30 by 30 by 30. Oh, shit, that's water, baby. Okay. It looks exactly the same, so I guess I didn't really need to do whatever I just did, but whatever. Okay. I don't understand how... That was just like extra steps, but whatever. You know what? We're here. We out here. I don't think it's as fucked up. Oh, it's fine. Right? That's fine enough. Oh, it's good. Except for that part. Good lord, it's like moving in a dream. Like, it's so fucking sluggish. Okay. We'll put you right about... Trying to find a good spot for this. I think that's good enough, right? That looks good. Get these trees out of here. Oh, that's grass. Let's get that grass out of here. Oh, hey, there's a little water peeking out there. Oh shit, that's a little way too much. Okay, so far so good. Let's pull that video back up. Like that looks right as far as I'm aware, but it doesn't look like that. What the fuck? Am I just insane? Like what the fuck? Oh, that's bright. Like it looks fine enough. I am insane in the membrane, my friend. Like which example is he using first of all? It's water volume, so that's just like that. Material. Try the cum shader. Okay, moving out the cum shader. Like I like the way this one looks, kind of. Lying if it doesn't hurt my fucking eyes though, Jesus. Like that looks okay. I like this one though, but like it doesn't do what I thought it would do. Oh, maybe it's not like procedural. Maybe it's like the edges. No, what the fuck? All right. It's fine enough. It's a game jam. It doesn't need to be perfect. I can always come back to it. But we are gonna make it a little bit bigger. Let's say like 40, maybe not 40, but like 30. No, 20 was fine. And this will be 40. I think I'm upgrading the wrong thing actually. Let's put this back to 1. Okay, this is not the right scale. Reset that. Okay, I fucked something up. Oh, hey, there's something happening over there. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? It's a box. A box. I am so fucking confusion. What is... Oh, I was inside it. What the fuck? Okay, that'll do it. That's a little too much. I'll put like 0.2. Okay, we're getting a bit closer to what I'm envisioning. So this is good. That's good. And then we'll see how fucking blinding it is when I turn the sun back on. Oh yeah, there it is, baby. I have 2 suns. Is that why it's so bright? No, I only have the one. There we go. God, that's fucking bright. Okay. Let's get flashbang, baby. We'll do 0.3 for the motion blur for now, and then we'll have an option to change that around later. Okay, so that's one thing down. We got the water. So this is kind of like the center of the city. And we'll kind of like build some buildings around here somehow, but we'll find out.
Trails of color over.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll go over here and select gradient. I'm going to give it that similar nice red color and decrease the alpha at the end as well. I'm going to change width over trail to random between two constants. Go 0.75 and 1.25. There we go. That's looking really nice. Let's save that as a prefab now. So back in our root assets folder, let's create a new folder called prefabs and just drag that in there. The other really cool thing with particle systems is if you right click that and click effects and go particle system force field, add that as a child object of your initial particle system. If you go back to your particle system and you
How does that happen when I do that?
forces, you can now apply all of these outside forces to your particle system. So let's try gravity just as an example. It's not doing a whole lot, so let's increase the range. Now you can see it's kind of just sucking it back in. If we increase the duration.
Wait, what the fuck? I don't understand. All right, you know what? Doesn't matter.
Weird stuff happening. So I'm not going to save that. I just wanted to show that to you. I'm going to delete that. Now, before we continue with the next particle systems, I'm going to actually get this spawning into our scene when we damage our enemies. So if you want to know how to apply damage to various objects in your scenes, this guy has just a grass script, but it also has health. This guy has an enemy health script, yet you want to know how to damage both of them. I do have a tutorial that can show you how to do that. However, you can spawn this particle system in wherever you are actually applying damage to your enemy, or if you just want to test it out, you can code it so that whenever you hit the
That's a bit better.
or something, it'll spawn somewhere. It's very, very easy to set up. I'm going to open up my enemy health script as well as my grass script, and I really just want to add a serialized field.
Let's actually paint some. The textures don't matter too much right now. We'll do that later.
I also want to create another private particle system called damage particles instance. So this is going to be a reference to our prefab, but this is going to be a reference to the instance of each individual prefab that we are spawning into the scene in case you want to change any of the settings within the particle system. I just want to instantiate the particle system right here.
Curious about something.
Function. I'll create a new function for that called
this box specifically.
Damage particles.
Damn.
So we're going to say damage particles instance is equal to instantiate. What are we instantiating? The damage particle.
I guess it doesn't really mean much.
At the current transform dot position, and we want to spawn it in with no rotation.
Debug.
So quaternion dot identity.
Oh.
Let's call that here. Same thing in my enemy health script. I'm going to click on my first enemy, and now you can see there's this damage particles here. Let's drag in our prefab, and let's test that out.
That's something new.
Okay,
I don't need the bottom faces.
But there are also 3 particle systems stuck in my scene here, and we don't want those clogging up our memory. We want to get rid of those as soon as the particle systems are done playing. So to do that, we're going to open up our prefab, and down here at stop action, select destroy. Let's try that again. All right, you should now see them coming in and then destroying themselves as soon as they're done playing. There we go. Great. Now let's get another particle system going, and this one I want to spew out, and I want to have it kind of like splatter when it hits the ground and kind of turn into another little mini particle system. And I would also like them to kind of be rotated.
Let's fuck with the texture or the shader a little bit. Why not?
I'll show you how to set that up. So first, let's create a new particle system called enemy damage 2. I'm going to reset the transform and just move it over here. I'm going to create a new material for that. I'm just going to duplicate enemy damage mat 1, rename that to enemy damage mat 2, and assign that material down in the renderer. Okay, so again, you can see that they're kind of shooting off into the distance there. That is, again, because of our perspective camera. So let's actually change the shape first. Change it from cone to circle, and we're going to make the arc only 70 degrees. And let's rotate it on the z-axis by -30. Great, let's make the duration of this system 0.25 seconds. I am going to make the lifetime, speed, and start size all random between 2 constants. For the lifetime, let's go 0.85 and 1.25. For the speed, let's go 6 and 8. And for the start size, 0.2 and 0.6. I'm also going to change the gravity modifier to random between 2 constants and make that 1 and
Okay, all right. So I want this one.
on collisions for this.
I want the
nothing's
cum shader.
changed yet, so we want to open that up. We definitely don't want planes. We want to select world and mode. We want to set that to 2D. And now it's going to collide with absolutely anything that has a collider. So let's go ahead and I'm going to change that to just ground. So these are bouncing around like crazy, and I don't want that. So I'm going to change the bounce to 0. And now they're sliding all over the place, and I don't want that either, so I'm going to change the dampen to 1. Okay, let's also enable color over lifetime. Always nice to get a nice fade out.
Right.
Let's also open up emission and
Guess that's right.
rate over time and add another burst.
Hmm.
Turn off looping. While we're up here, let's change stop action to destroy, so that just like the other one, it doesn't end up clogging our scene. It'll destroy itself when it's done playing. I'm also going to change the size over lifetime. I'm going to make the starting point 0.7, just like that. That's great. Now you can see as we're shooting them out, they're still perfect circles. But if we go down here to renderer and we change the render mode from billboard to stretched billboard, now you can see they're orienting themselves in the direction of their velocity, which looks really nice. Now I would like some sort of reaction to happen when these things actually collide with
I feel like I'm on to something.
So we want a sub emitter. Go ahead and select that and open it. And we want to create a sub emitter on a collision. Let's click the little plus button right here to create a new sub emitter particle system. What that does is that'll create a new child particle system called sub emitter, and it'll automatically assign that right here. So you can look here and you can inherit a few things if you want, or you can totally change everything yourself. So off the bat, it's looking a little bit weird. And the reason that it's behaving so strangely is because back in our parent particle system, the lifetime loss here is set to 0, which means that the particle is sitting there on the ground, not dying right away, and it's just spawning a sub-emitter again and again and again, which is taking it above its max particles of 1000. So what we want to do is in the parent, down here in collision, we want to change the lifetime loss to 1. Now you can see if we hit play, it looks a little better anyways. So let's go back to our sub-emitter and open up the renderer and assign the same material as our parent material. Now the sub-emitter is just a little too much, so let's tighten some of those things up. I want this to be really quick, so we're going to do 0.25.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, that's a little too big.
Between two constants, and the speed, and the start size. We're going to go 0.2 and 0.25 for the lifetime, 6 and 8 for the speed, and 0.1 and 0.2 for the start size.
Holy moly. That's way too big.
Side gravity of 1.25.
50?
It's looking good. It's just a little bit much.
70.
The emission bursts down to
This one will do like 50. That's good.
circle. Full circle is totally fine.
I'm so confused how this works.
Over lifetime to make sure that we get a nice gradual fade out. There you go. If we assign that one as a prefab, let's click on our enemy 2 and assign that one and test it out. Now you'll notice if you attack them from the other side that the particles still go in the same direction. I'll show you how to fix that very shortly. But first, let's get rid of this. And I want to create our last particle system, which is going to be the grass being cut apart here. So let's go to Effects.
It's so foamy.
Grass particles. Let's reset the transform. I'm going to move that down here over the grass. And let's duplicate enemy damage mat 2 and call it grass damage mat. I'm going to go to the texture here, and I'm going to select the stems texture. That is actually 3 separate sprites in one, so I will show you how to deal with that. Let's go ahead and assign that material to the renderer. Okay, so right off the bat, this is looking pretty weird. It's just spawning 3 grass blades beside each other. So what
Oh my goodness gracious.
is select the texture sheet animation. So this is a grid, and it was a 3x1 grid. So now you can see it's only spawning in 1 grass stem at a time. However, if you watch them, they're
We'll just stick with this one. It's easier. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
not what we want, but we've got this.
Alright, so we got this little plates. I'm going to pull my references, because I have some references from AC Odyssey that I was using.
And I'm going to change the frame over time to a constant 0. There you go. So now it'll just pick one and it'll stick with it the entire time, even though if you look, this was the sprite in the editor, right? So we're having to cycle through these 3 different ones. So next, let's bump up the start size a little bit, get them matching our actual grass in the ground.
Scaling's off, so I actually want this to be regular.
Start lifetime and start speed to random between
Okay.
constants. We're going to do 0.85 and 1.5 and a speed of 0.25 to 0.55. This is going to be pretty slow. I actually also want to check the 3D start rotation, and let's change that to random between 2 constants. And I want to randomly rotate the starting rotation of these grass blades between 0 and 360 on the z-axis. I'm going to change the gravity modifier to 0.2. Let's uncheck looping and change the stop action to destroy. Let's change the emission from rate over time to a burst. And let's see how 20 looks. Let's make sure that our shape is just a circle. Let's make it fade out over time again, so color over lifetime. You know the drill. Put that there and change the alpha to 0. Let's also get them rotating a little bit over their lifetime. You could do this with noise, but we can also do rotation over lifetime. Let's separate our axes so we get the separate x, y, and z. Let's change this to random between 2 constants. And let's say anywhere on the z from minus 45 to 45. Now you get this nice kind of slow rotation happening over their lifetime. Great, okay, let's make that a prefab. Let's delete that. Let's go to our
Holy
graph
shit.
and drag that in.
It's a flood.
That. Awesome. All right, and last but not least, I want to show you how you can fix it so that even if you're attacking from another direction, you can actually get the particles.
Okay, all right. I'm figuring this out now, I think.
My grass and my enemy health.
So I actually want to move this back. Okay, I'm picking this up.
For you. I cover all of this in my melee attack tutorial, so I'll just show you the script. Really, it's just public interface eye damageable with a public method and a public bool. And then over here in enemy health and in grass, we just add a comma after mono behavior and add eye damageable. You then have to add the public bool as well as the public method. And as you've already seen, we are spawning in the damage particles in our actual damage function. So since I have both of these scripts coming from an actual interface here, what I would like to do is go into my interface and add in a vector2 attack direction. Now, you can't get an interface wrong because honestly, when you go back to your scene, you're going to be flooded with errors as soon as you change something. And that is because we are not implementing the new change that we just made. It's just complaining that in my health scripts, I am not including our new parameter of vector2 attack direction. So we don't know what this is yet, right? I haven't showed you where this damage function is actually being called from. This is just a blank that can be filled in from the source. But since we have this in here, we can actually code the rotation right now. So what we're going to do is inside our spawn damage particles, let's add a quaternion called spawn rotation. And that's going to be equal to a quaternion dot from to rotation. Now we're going to be calling this from a vector2 dot right. And the reason we're doing that is because this is literally from to. We literally set this up pointing to the right. We could face this up, right, and instead put in vector2 dot up here. But let's just stick with what we already had. So we're translating it from a vector2 dot right. And what's our to direction? Well, our to direction is going to be the attack direction. So what we want to do is in spawn particles here, we want to pass in vector2 attack direction and put that here. Now it's going to want that in these brackets here. So we will pass in attack direction over here. I'll just copy and paste this into my other enemy scripts as well. So now our very last error is actually pointing to our player attack where we are passing in idamageable.damage. We're passing in the float that it wants, but now we need an attack direction. And with the way
We'll just
character
use,
works,
well, maybe
direction
not.
is simply just his transform.right. Now the very last thing that needs to do is when we actually do the spawn damage particles, you can see here when we're instantiating our particles, we passed in quaternion.identity. We now want to put in our spawn rotation instead. And let's test that. Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It really helps grow the channel. And let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas for future tutorials you'd like.
I'll try this water shader instead.
Bye.
I am running out of time and I cannot finagle this bagel. Yeah, this will work. Whoa. Errors. Did I have to reinstall HTTP again? Fuck. Nope, alright. I guess that was just left over. Oh my goodness gracious. I need the standard assets. What the fuck? Maybe this won't work. Shit. Okay. We'll worry about the water later. We're just gray boxing now anyway. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on that. As easy as it would be, too. Okay, back to this stuff. So let's get those references up. The buildings don't need to be enterable per se, they just need to kind of be like things you can climb, because you're not going to be going into areas a lot. Oh yeah, I asked you. Remember, I said, "Hey, do you want to mod this for me?" And you said, "Yeah, sure." And I don't know if we ever ended up doing anything, but it's helpful. Do it. Oh Christ, that's way too big. That looks good. God fucking damn it. Fucking hate pro builder sometimes. Ah, fuck me. What was it? 5.5 and 8? I don't remember. These are gonna be. Yep, I knew those were gonna be stairs. I completely forgot to switch. Or no bottom shit. Okay. Why is there a bottom on that one? What the fuck? Oh well. Good enough. Actually, I know what I'll do. Let me actually check my scale real quick just to see if I'm getting the scale right. Because I don't want to make this X line too big. It looks okay. Looks like building size, right? Da, da, da. Oh. Oh shit, that's not a good noise. That's right, I have a double jump. And the wall run does not like the double jump. Come on, climb. I'm gonna make it a little lower. Hey, better late than never. Happy to see you. Oh, these stairs are way too big. That's okay, they're just placeholder anyway. do you spell awning? Is it just like AWNING? I want to assume that's right. Don't correct me, because I can't handle being corrected. Well, fuck the... Oh, god damn it. I always forget new transforms spawn at 000. Perfect. Motivation's always a tough thing to hold on to. You know, it's one thing to be like working while you're super motivated and everything's flowing out right and like, you know, everything just seems to be coming together really well, but it's hard to have the discipline when it's not that. And it's like, I guess like if you know what I'm trying to say is like I empathize, and it'll always come back. It's not forever, and sometimes you know, it's just takes a little self empathy and patience, and just saying like, hey, like I tried, I showed up. Showing up's half the battle, and I'm proud of you for doing that. Because sometimes you know our best is a variable, and sometimes our best is just being able to show up. No, studying's rough. Like we were talking about the other day, like you know, I had my own fair share of moments where I felt like I just couldn't do it, but you know, you can do it. I know it's easy for me to say because I'm not the one who's having to study, but I've been there, and there's an end. Don't worry, you'll get to where you want to be. Oh, God damn it! The double jump really fucks me up on the walls. I gotta rewrite that code. Uh, so far, so good. You beefed it, Wood. Speaking of beef, I'm starving. I'm gonna go fucking eat. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Just gonna toss something in the microwave. And I returned. Hello. Let's put some YouTube videos back on. Getting tired of the lo-fi all the time. Oh, hey. I remember you were telling me about this game, Punk. Oh, wait, didn't we watch this one together? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we watched this video together, actually. The Balatro one by Game Maker's Toolkit. Clown jump scare. Oh, shit. The Infinite Darkness.
Balatro. It's the hot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we watched this one together, Cows.
It shifted 1 million copies in a month. It's been streamed by pretty much everyone on Twitch, and it's one of the top-rated games of 2024 so far. I've also played it quite a bit. But this game has, and this is, according to its own designer, a fundamental design flaw, a cursed problem that the designer has been unable to solve. Let me explain. First, if you somehow haven't played Balatro, it's a card game about trying to find poker hands in order to score points. Better hands score bigger points. But on top of that, you can do all sorts of wily tricks to boost your score. Special cards rack up more points. Crazy joker cards change the rules of the game. And you can stack your deck or toss away cards to make certain hands more happenable. It's a really fun game. A sublime, synergistic slot machine that feels fun to play and is even more fun to break. It's also really elegantly designed, with its clean UI, straightforward concept, and, well, just how much depth has been squeezed out of a few key systems. But there's one interesting design choice in there, and it's this. The game doesn't tell you how many points you're going to score before you play your hand. You simply pick your cards, cross your fingers, and hit go. Now this would be really quite helpful information. It could tell you to play one hand over another. It could tell you if you're about to scrape past the ante or miss it by a few points. It could tell you if you're about to win the entire game or lose the whole thing and have to start from scratch. And yet, Balatro doesn't give you a, let's call it a score preview. Of course, this was an entirely intentional design choice. Local Thunk, the game's anonymous Canadian designer, has explained that for him, the joy of Balatro lives in that precise moment I just described, when you cross your fingers and hit play, when you've set up your point-scoring engine and hope that it will bring home the bacon. Local Thunk says, "My personal belief is that the game is more fun when you set up your Rube Goldberg machine and watch it go before knowing whether or not the hand will win the round." And
Hey, first step, that's good.
Plays into this. There's so much
Each step is a step forward.
pageantry after playing your hand. The numbers tick up with escalating sound effects. Each card and joker steps forward in turn to add their points to the total. If you're lucky, the score multiplier will set on fire and start to burn hotter and hotter with each multiplication. And so if you already knew how many points you were going to get, if a bit of UI pre-calculated the score and told you that you were going to win the ante with this hand, well, none of that would matter. In fact, it would just get in the way. This is not the only reason to forego a score preview mind. It would also add cruft to the UI, especially when you need to account for cards that have random properties. How do you elegantly show a range of possible scores? It would slow the game down, incentivizing players to check every possible hand to find the highest scoring combination. And it would change the entire feel from a chill game about vibing with...
Yeah, Balatro, remember we watched this video, right? I'm pretty sure we've seen this one together.
And so this is a totally...
Excuse me, the Tism Zoomies. Me too, friend.
Right? Every game designer
Do you not have... Oh, yeah.
much information to give to the player, like
Balatro.
show a boss's health bar or keep it hidden. Should enemies come up with their strategies in secret, or should their intent be explained to the player? As I've explored in various other videos, how much information a player has will change their behavior and change the way the game feels. And so, Balatro hides its score preview to make players act more quickly and to create a feeling of suspense and drama whenever you play a hand. Local Thunk had an experience in mind and picked mechanics that would nudge players towards that feeling, a smart design choice. However, Balatro is not like those other games I just showed, because while the score preview is hidden from the player, the information is still technically available, because you can just calculate it yourself. So, like a straight is worth 30 chips and 4 malt, these cards are going to add an extra 10, 20, 30, 39, 47 chips, and then the 2 face cards will add another 30 each thanks to this joker. So that's 137 chips times 4, 548. Not quite enough to beat the ante, but close. And so, if information in a game can be hidden or visible, Balatro's score preview falls into a weird half category. Hidden, but attainable if you really want it. And that's the fundamental design flaw at the heart of Balatro. The designer wants the excitement of a slot machine, but also the numerical predictability of an Excel spreadsheet. And so the only way to square that circle is to hope that players won't bother to calculate the final score. But if we go back to that timeless Soren Johnson quote, given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of a game, it shouldn't be surprising that a number of Balatro players are playing the game with the calculator app open on their phone, or with a spreadsheet set up on a second monitor, or with Steam's in-game overlay showing a bespoke website that calculates Balatro hands. And actually, this is exactly why Balatro has a deck view. During playtesting, the game did not show you which cards were left in your deck, but again, playtesters could technically get that information by tracking which cards had already been played. And after polling users, Local Thunk found that many were doing just that, even though it really wasn't much fun, so he added a powerful deck peek feature. But a score preview felt different. It felt like it encroached upon the DNA of the game. It stepped on the stuff that made Balatro, Balatro. And so while the designer is empathetic to people who wish to play more strategically, and is bummed out that the optimum way to play involves busy work and doing calculations outside of the game, he worries that adding a score preview would spoil the fun for those who wish to play more casually. And that's totally true. Making a game better for one group can make it worse for another. As a designer, you need to be certain who the game is for, and then protect that player base from certain design decisions, even if that design decision is provided merely as an option. Speaking on the Eggplant podcast, Local Thunk says, if I add an option to have this score preview, people are just going to click on it, and they're not going to experience the game that I wanted to create. And besides, should a designer even have to endorse an option that directly goes against their intentions for the game? Local Thunk has been clear that he made the game for himself and isn't interested in changing the game for other people, even if there are a million of them. But here's the rub. It's one thing to make a bold design choice and then stand by it for the betterment of the game, to shun the haters and stick by your design. But that doesn't really work if there's a way for players to find a way around your choice, no matter how tedious that loophole might be. And we know this, because this is not the first time this has happened to a game. In fact, it's not even the first time it has happened to an extremely popular roguelike. Enter The Binding of Isaac. So this basement-dwelling dungeon crawler is packed with powerful items and upgrades, but the game doesn't tell you what they do. They just have a name, or a cryptic tagline, or maybe just 3 question marks. The game's designer, Edmund Macmillan, did this on purpose to create a feeling of mystery, similar to the sensation he got when playing games as a kid, like the original Legend of Zelda. He described that game by saying, "You weren't sure what things did until you experimented with them, and you had to brainstorm with your friends and put all of your findings together in order to progress." And so to mimic that mysterious sensation in Isaac, the items are deliberately left unexplained. You'll need to pick things up, try them, and puzzle out their properties. Finding a new item should lead to curiosity, experimentation, and surprise. And that worked. For about 5 seconds, and then people figured out what all the items did and put that information up on wikis and other websites. Want to know what this weird little thing will do? Just find it on Platinum God and mouse over it for a full description. So, like Balatro, Macmillan chose to hide information to create a certain feeling. But because that information is technically attainable, this time with a Google search rather than a spreadsheet, a number of players ended up playing the game in a completely different way than the designer intended. Arguably, a worse way. And so after multiple DLC packs, which added hundreds of new pickups, this has become, basically, the de facto way to play The Binding of Isaac. Macmillan says, "People would always say you can't play Isaac without a browser open on your phone. I hated that that's how everyone played for so long, and still play." In fact, he's described the lack of item descriptions as the biggest flaw with Binding of Isaac. This design choice has basically haunted him in the years since Isaac's release. And in a post in 2023, Macmillan has said that he's considering finally adding item descriptions into the game as an optional feature, perhaps deciding that it's better to support them officially than players having a worse time with your game because of the way you designed it. And I wonder if something similar might happen with Balatro. Now, I don't think the 2 examples are exactly the same. I agree that Balatro is more fun to play without score previews, and I've never once thought to pre-calculate a score in the 30-odd hours I've played the game. The issue only really affects a small portion of the game's most hardcore, strategy-minded audience. But over time, as the game's long tail stretches out, I think this decision might come to haunt the developer, just like Isaac's item descriptions. But if you're watching Local Thunk, I think there are ways to provide this as an option to these players without spoiling the game for everyone else. For one, a score preview is only needed by players who are incredibly invested in the game, so the option could be granted as a late game unlock, and not as something you can switch on from the word go. Kinda like how, how Chrono Cross has a fast forward button, but it only unlocks after you've beaten the game. The option could also be clearly communicated to the player, like how Celeste prefaces its powerful assist mode with a message that explains who this option is for, or how Heat Signature politely asks you to not turn off permadeath. Please, it's there for a reason. Or Balatro could open itself.
I do say poggers a lot, so that tracks.
Users can hack their own score preview into the game without the developer needing to
Yes.
officially
So that's
support it.
4 high.
This is actually what happened to Isaac.
That should be a good idea.
External item descriptions mod is the
Poggers.
most popular Isaac add-on in the game's Steam workshop with almost 2 million subscribers. That's not great for console.
And I was wrong. That is not a good height. Fuck.
Provided as a cheat code,
It
so
was
players
significantly
can
less than I
actually
thought it was
seek
going to be,
something out
but whatever.
rather than stumble onto it as an innocuous option. As I've discussed in my videos about accessibility, there are plenty of ways to open a game up to a wider audience without necessarily spoiling it for the target.
You're so
players.
skibbity.
Whatever Local Thunk decides to do, this has proven to be a fascinating game design case study about how you can change how a game feels by changing how much information you give to the player, about how players won't always act in the way you want them to, especially if you leave open a loophole, and about how the best intentions in game design sometimes have to change when you see how players actually interact with your game. I'll be curious to see what happens with Balatro. For now, check out this video on heads-up displays, where I talk more about how information can change the way a player acts and feels. Thanks for watching.
Double jump is really fucking me up. Because it doesn't reset when you touch a wall, so I guess I gotta kind of... Maybe I can, hmm. Oh, hey, the video's over. I just realized. Da, da, da.
There are two things about games that I firmly believe. One, designers should be able to impose a singular vision on the player if they so wish. So Dark Souls only needs one difficulty mode. Dead Rising can put the entire game on a restrictive time limit. And weapons can randomly jam in a game I shouldn't talk about anymore. Decisions like these might be controversial, but if they're an integral part of the experience that the developer is trying to create, then the player shouldn't feel like they're entitled to be able to mess with this stuff through options, modes, and toggles. Because that would screw with the developer's intentions and could end up ruining the game in the long run. Those decisions were
We're gonna have to double jump for now and just kind of assume we're not gonna have it, but I might fuck with that later.
Players should be able to play games however they want. Whether the player has a
Actually,
disability,
increase
or
this
they're
to
just
9.
not very good at the game, or they want to focus on the story, or perhaps they find one specific part of the game unenjoyable, like action segments or timers, and it's ruining their experience with the rest of the game. I think they should be able to skip boss fights, turn off entire mechanics, and lower the difficulty to whatever level they so desire. I don't care, it doesn't affect my enjoyment, do what you want. And yeah, they're not exactly the most compatible opinions, and it means I've struggled with conversations like, should Dark Souls have an easy mode? I'm in favour of giving people more ways to play if they need them, but I also worry that these options will lead to confusion about what is the proper way to play, and inadvertently lead people away from having the best possible experience that the designers have tried to put forward. But here's what I've come to realise, and this is something I briefly touched on in that Dark Souls video, but have come to better understand through games that have been released in the intervening months.
She would absolutely crash into you. Like, here's your flowers, you're really pog, see you later, and then she would just book it.
They understand what they're playing, understanding that there is this proper, intended way to play a game that the designers have carefully created, and other...
Oh, I'm gonna stop my cat. Oh no, don't go back there.
Play that way. Now, throughout my childhood, this
baby boy,
form of
no,
codes.
you're messing with my things.
Mess around in Duke Nukem
As much as I love you, you
worrying
can't be
about
back there.
dying, you'd simply type in
I'm sorry, I dropped you in my
code,
medication.
turn on invincibility, and give yourself an infinite jetpack. There was no misunderstanding about what was happening here. This was cheating, and it was definitely not the right way to play. But as a stupid 8-year-old kid, God mode let me experience loads of first-person shooters for myself. Same goes for user-made mods, like the one that removes turn timers from XCOM 2, or the wuss mode mod for horror game Soma, which stops enemies from being able to see you. It's up to you if you install these things, and as they're third-party modifications, you're under no illusions that you're messing with the intentions of the dev. But cheat codes don't seem to exist anymore, and were always hidden away in magazines and schoolyard rumors. And mods are largely exclusive to PC gamers and exist outside of the game itself. But in the last few years, we're seeing a growing trend of games where this sort of stuff appears inside the games. Developers are introducing things that fundamentally change the experience and might completely go against the whole point of the game, but are being very careful to communicate their intentions for who should use these options and why. I first saw this crop up in Darkest Dungeon, a game that is purposefully punishing and sometimes
This slant is fucking me up.
Now, this game was released in early access, meaning that people could buy the game on Steam while it was in an unfinished state, and watch as the developers tweaked the balance and introduced new features. Not every feature was well received though, most notably the corpse system, where dead enemies stick around for a few turns, or until you destroy their body. Something that can be pretty frustrating when you can't target an enemy because a corpse is in the way. Now, developer Red Hook Studios thought it was the right move for the game, but some vocal fans disagreed, and in the end, the studio decided to make corpses optional. In a blog post on the matter, the developers said, "We have been reluctant to add difficulty-related options until now because focusing on our intended version of the game has been our #1 priority, and our experiments and changes during early access have all been in support of iterating on that. But it would be foolish for us to not consider the fact that the Darkest Dungeon community is now big enough to include diverse groups, some of which would like to play the game differently than we might have envisioned." But what really stuck out to me is how they implemented those options, because to turn off corpses and make other gameplay changes...
I'm gonna turn double jump back on. I just like it. You know, we'll fuck with it a little bit more, make it good, but...
and turn on a specific mode called
For now,
Darkest Dungeon Config. And when opening this menu, you'll see a pop-up that specifically states gameplay settings as intended to be played. Turning this off allows you to toggle the gameplay features below. So by burying these options in a menu and explaining to the player that this will change the intended experience, Darkest Dungeon communicates to the player that this isn't the game as it's meant to be played. But ultimately, it's your call. To me, this feels very different to turning on a game and having the absolute first thing you see be a bunch of different modes that can fundamentally change how the game plays. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but it can be weird, like how Fire Emblem Awakening gives you the option to turn off one of the key aspects of the franchise, permadeath, before you've even started playing. In comparison, here's how Tom Francis dealt with permadeath in his game, Heat Signature. So initially he was reluctant to get rid of it, saying, "I'm not going to completely remove permadeath. It would be a totally different game and one that generates less interesting stories overall." But then said, maybe that's not the right question. It's not would the game be better without permadeath, it's can we help the players who hate it? And so he made it optional in the game's first major update, but like Darkest Dungeon, he buried it in the options and explained its purpose with a clear label that reads, "We don't recommend doing this unless permadeath is really spoiling the game for you. It leads to less interesting stories and less variety." Tom says it was important to explain that this is not a normal option because "I don't want players to feel like they're being asked to design how the game should work." Oh, I like that. That's a good way to put it. I should steal that. Another interesting solution came from Soma developer Frictional, who were inspired by that wuss mode mod, which makes the player invisible to enemies, and turned it into an official part of the game. The in-game mode has slightly different enemy behaviors. They notice you, but they don't hurt you, and it's now called Safe Mode. Language is important, after all. More on that in a bit. Frictional's Thomas Grip says he actually considered releasing this sort of mode at launch, but chose not to, telling PC Gamer, "We skipped it because we wanted to focus on delivering a certain kind of experience, and we wanted to have a clear message on how exactly the game was supposed to work. Specifically, the underwater world of Soma needed to feel oppressive and scary, as you sneak past nightmare robot monsters who want to eat your face for breakfast." But the popularity of wuss mode was proof that some people really wanted to experience Soma's impactful storyline, but just couldn't deal with the stressful game mechanics. And this gave Frictional the push to make the mode official. The interesting part here, though, is the timing. Safe mode was added 2 years after the launch of the game. Thomas says releasing safe mode this late after release feels better because we've had time to ponder various aspects of the game's design to make it clear what kind of experience it is. If we did this at the time, it might have muddied the waters. So releasing options like this as a follow-up instead of at launch can help explain that they're not supposed to be part of the main experience. If you don't want to wait, another option might be releasing an easy mode as free downloadable content, which happened with a game called Butcher. Once again, creating a disconnect from the main game helps communicate intentions. But the game that really spurred me on to make this video, due to the care and consideration of its optional mode, was Celeste. This is a brilliant platforming game, full of charm and character, with top-notch controls and great level design. And it's also hard, like really hard. And you can make the game even harder with collectible strawberries and secret B-side and C-side levels. Challenge is the whole point of the game, both mechanically and narratively. But if you're finding the game too tough, there's this, Assist Mode. In here, you can completely alter the game, changing the speed, giving yourself infinite air dashes, making Madeline invincible, and so on. One of the game's developers, Matt Thorson, told Waypoint, "From my perspective as the game's designer, Assist Mode breaks the game. I spent many hours fine-tuning the difficulty of Celeste, so it's easy for me to feel precious about my designs. But ultimately we want to empower the player and give them a good experience, and sometimes that means letting go." Now the mode was inspired by the conversation surrounding Cuphead, a brutally tough run-and-gun boss rush game inspired by rock-hard Mega Drive titles from the 90s. And Cuphead does offer help for newer players in a simple mode, but the execution is pretty poor.
Those grass is way too big.
For every fight right next to normal mode and doesn't really explain what it does. The mode removes entirely.
I didn't realize how big the grass was.
Meaning you don't get to see all the amazing animations on offer. And beating a boss on simple mode doesn't actually count the fight as a win, meaning you can't fight the final boss and see the game's ending if you don't finish every level on normal mode. It's not great, and Celeste's Assist Mode is different in just about every way. For one, you can play the entire game in Assist Mode if you want. Nothing is kept away, not even achievements, which I'm not entirely sure about, but hey, who cares about achievements anymore? 2, it's up to the player exactly how they change things. You're given very granular options. You can slow the game down by 10% if your reaction times aren't quite what they used to be, or you can skip entire chapters if they're not for you. 3, the name. At one point it was going to be called Cheat Mode, but the devs thought that felt judgmental. They're Canadian. But I mean, you never know why someone wants to pick an easier setting, so calling it Stupid Idiot Baby Mode or something is a bit of a dick move. Instead, they went with Assist Mode, and shortly after picking the name, Super Mario Odyssey came out.
I am the Dark Souls of game devs because this shit's impossible.
Made the Celeste team feel like they made the right decision. Assist Mode in Mario, by the way, is pretty awesome too, because it let my 4-year-old nephew complete Odyssey all by himself. Anyway, back to Celeste. 4. The game's developers explain the intentions of Assist Mode with great care and attention before they let you turn it on. Here's what they say. Assist Mode allows you to modify the game's rules to reduce its difficulty. Celeste was designed to be a challenging but accessible game. We believe that its difficulty is essential to the experience. We recommend playing without Assist Mode your first time. However, we understand that every player is different. If Celeste is inaccessible to you due to its difficulty, we hope that Assist Mode will allow you to still enjoy it. This left me with no confusion about how Celeste works. Assist Mode is not for me. It might as well not exist as far as I'm concerned, and I never used it when I played and finished the game. This isn't an easy mode that I might switch down to if the game's kicking my butt. It's an assist mode that's just there for those who really feel they need it. Now, some games are, of course, completely open about letting you change the game in any way you desire. That can be a developer's vision too, after all. But some games are just better served by a more strict vision for how the game should be experienced. But that doesn't mean we need to make those games inaccessible to certain people or completely rule out the option of letting
This
people
isn't tank
customize
performance,
or
but it
turn
looks okay.
off certain aspects of the game. It's just, to me, all about communication. To
Put it
make
down
sure
to-
you're not presenting options that go against your vision with the exact same weight as the ones you actually want people to
0.6?
use, but
Oh,
instead
0.6 is fine.
using language, placement and timing to make sure everyone understands what these additional modes are all about. You're giving people options if they need them, but you're not asking them to design how the game should work. I just made that up. I'm very clever. So I do believe that game designers have a duty to protect players from themselves by not letting them turn off the more prickly mechanics. But I guess I also believe that if designers give players good information, like the creators of
Whoa, what are all these errors? Hold on, what was this?
then they should also trust that players will make the right
Alice
decisions.
uncompressed. I should probably fuck with that actually.
That's where I'm at with this debate. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. I'm going to do a rapid fire FAQ right now, okay? 1. Will you do another game jam this year? Yes. Ours was the biggest jam on itch.io in 2017. Video games are for everyone.
Hell yeah.
But there's one group who have, historically, been treated as a bit of an afterthought: disabled people. Many millions of people live with hearing loss or vision problems, colorblindness or epilepsy, amputations or muscular dystrophy, and hundreds of
Ooh, I
other
like that tall
conditions that
grass.
affect their
That's
visual, auditory, motor, or cognitive functions. But this doesn't mean they can't play games, because when developers offer certain options or make certain design choices, disabled people can suddenly find themselves able
Damn,
to
that
enjoy
fucking
games
life
that
grab is
would
not
be otherwise
kicking.
impossible to play, which means these often cheap and simple choices can open a game up to an entirely new audience of players. And so, in this series of videos, I'm going to be looking at some key ways that game developers can make their titles more inclusive to disabled people, starting off with auditory options for players who are deaf or hard of hearing. Subtitles are one of the most popular accessibility options in games. In fact, Ubisoft says that a whopping 60% of all Assassin's Creed Origins players had them on while playing that title. But if they're so popular, it begs the question, why are video game subtitles so terrible? Because while TV and movies have an almost universal standard for subtitles with big text and clear fonts and easy-to-digest lines, video game developers seem to just make it up as they go along, leading to crappy subtitles in tiny
Oh,
fonts,
that's why, because this
invisible
isn't set to a
fonts,
climbable
and
layer.
dimensions.
That'll do it.
Just look at a game like Borderlands 2. The text is tiny. The font isn't very clear. The white text blends into the background. The player has to read across the whole width
I'm so
of
dumb.
the screen.
I completely forgot to set the layer.
Who's talking.
Oops.
And this is just when you're standing still and listening to Claptrap. Imagine trying to read this stuff in the middle of a heated combat encounter. And that's the
What the
thing
fuck?
about video game subtitles. It's more important than any other medium that they're easy to
Stop
read,
it.
because you're trying to divide your attention between the subtitles and everything else you need to think about. So, in an effort to get game developers on the same page, here are the golden rules of good subtitles. Subtitles should be large. Tiny subtitles are probably the most common mistake that developers make in this area. Perhaps they don't want to
There we
break the immersion of the game world, but those who really need subtitles don't care about
There we
that.
go.
They care about being
I
able
was wondering why the
to
climbing wasn't initiating.
So look to a game like Life is Strange Before the Storm or Assassin's Creed Origins, and boost your font size until you can easily see it from across a room. Or better yet, just let players choose a font size that suits them. Subtitles should use a simple font. A nice, clean, sans serif font should be used to make reading as effortless as possible. Compare the easy-to-read text in Detroit Become Human to this horrible scribbly font in Metal Gear Solid 5. This is not the time to keep up your brand identity, this is the time for clarity. Subtitles should contrast against different backgrounds. Try and read this subtitle. Pretty tough, right? Well, it's not surprising, considering that the pale text and outline is practically camouflaged when placed against certain backgrounds. Subtitle text should typically be white, with either a thick black border or a dark black shadow, or best of all, a semi-transparent black box, like in Prey. That will work against any background and stop readers needing to strain their eyes to keep up. Subtitles should be short. If you look at movies, you'll see that subtitles only contain a few words at a time. Guidelines for places like the BBC and Netflix state that each line contains about 37 to 42 characters and only 2 lines are shown on the screen at once. In games though, well, anything goes, with some titles showing entire paragraphs of dialogue at once. So instead, look at something like Hitman, which largely sticks to short stabs of dialogue across a couple lines. This keeps everything in the center of the screen and easy to read. And it stops silly things like this. In Batman Arkham Asylum, the player reads "Who called the elevator?" seconds before Batman actually hears the elevator. Detroit Become Human is better, with shorter scraps of dialogue for each individual thought or clause. When using multiple lines, subtitle writers should also aim to have text break at a natural point in the dialogue. Here's some guidelines from Netflix on when they do and do not break a subtitle into 2 lines. Subtitles should stay on screen long enough. Players will obviously need time to read the subtitle in question. While it's usually fine for the subtitle to stay on screen for as long as the character is speaking, you might need to extend their stay for fast-talking characters. The BBC says subtitles should stay on screen for about 0.3 seconds for every word that must be read. Oh, and don't forget to create a visual gap between subtitles. On Netflix, there's a few frames of nothingness whenever the subtitles change. This barely noticeable flash will catch the viewer's eye and tell them that there's a new line of dialogue to read. If you don't do this, like in Borderlands 2, then players might miss that there's a new line. Subtitles should indicate the speaker. When you have lots of characters on screen and you can't hear the dialogue to distinguish a voice, it can be tough to know who is actually saying the line in the subtitle. This is why video games should indicate who is currently speaking. God of War puts the speaker's name at the beginning of every line, and that's very clear, but it does increase the size of the subtitles.
Alright, so far so good. This is fun.
Reading. A better solution
Like the
can
way
be
this is
found
coming.
in Rise of the Tomb Raider, where characters are named when they first speak, but their dialogue is also given a unique color.
Alright,
From now
cool.
on, the name can be dropped because the color tells you who is speaking. Terrific. Subtitles should cover all dialogue. Games have a nasty habit of giving you subtitles for cutscenes and major characters, but absolutely nothing for background chatter and ambient discussions. In Mirror's Edge, for example, these cops have lines, but they don't have any subtitles. This is especially important when that insignificant dialogue ends up being actually quite significant, like in Hitman, where guards will tell you whether or not you can enter certain areas in your current disguise.
I can't let any patients through this way. Rules are rules.
For whatever reason, those lines are not subtitled at all, which actually brings us neatly onto the next topic. Because accurately conveying spoken language for cutscenes and dialogue is one thing, but games are unique in that they often use audio cues to convey important gameplay critical information. In Overwatch, for example, every character has a unique voice line to indicate that they're about to unleash their ultimate attack. So if you hear
"Justice reigns from above,"
or
It's high noon.
you know it's time to duck for cover, even if you can't see Farah or McCree on screen. Unless, that is, you're deaf, hard of hearing, or just have the sound off, in which case you won't know anything is about to happen because those sound effects have no subtitles or related visual cues. Without sound, you're completely screwed. A game like Half-Life 2 is much better in this regard. This game and most other
I think that's good for the Capitol building.
full captions that don't just cover.
So I'm not gonna. I'm obviously not gonna like put this much attention to detail to each and every single building, or else that would take forever. But for the main buildings that are like kind of important, definitely gonna make them a bit nicer.
Players can use to understand what's happening even outside of their
All
visual
right.
range.
Let's
These
see what's
closed
next.
captions help bring that experience to the hard of hearing. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you where the sounds are coming from, but we're now starting to see games that don't just describe the sounds, but also help explain their location. Minecraft's audio cue subtitles, for example, use left and right arrows to help you orient noises like plopping items and moving animals. And Final Fantasy XIV lets you turn on an overlay that visualizes sounds and helps show where they're coming from, even if they're behind you. But perhaps the best version of this I've seen so far comes from Fortnite on mobile devices. Here, critical sound effects like gunfire and footsteps are displayed as icons in a ring around your character. This quickly lets you understand what sounds are happening and where they're coming from. Epic has since added this option to the console and PC versions of the game, but strangely decided to make it so that you have to turn the sound off entirely and play in silence if you want to show the visual indicator ring. Not great for those who are hard of hearing and just need a bit of extra info. So I think developers should always try to avoid having critical information be conveyed exclusively through sound, like in Metal Gear Solid 5, where enemies will simply shout that they're throwing a grenade. A line which has no subtitles. be more like Call of Duty, where grenades are indicated by both an audible bark and a clear visual cue.
Oh, hey, this could be a good start.
And you can have this
Luckily,
done as
Greek
an
buildings
optional
are a lot of,
unlock,
like,
though when it comes
squares.
to multiplayer
So it's
games,
nothing
important
too hard to
consider
replicate,
whether
hopefully,
the
but
indicator would give players an
squares are
unfair
good.
advantage. In which case, it perhaps should be, just like in Fortnite Mobile, mandatory or turned on by default.
Oh, you know what I should do? I should actually paint some roads, and then we can kind of like build a
Now,
grid around that.
imagine this. You're deaf and you're
I guess we
happily
can
enjoying
do the textures now.
enigmatic, line-doodling puzzle game, The Witness. You don't need sound to enjoy the game, and all of the audio diaries are conveyed through subtitles. Great. And then you suddenly hit a puzzle that requires you to listen out for sounds in the environment. Damn. There are some games that are completely built around sound, rhythm, or music. And
Whoa, that's a
fair
little
enough,
too
but when
green.
games that aren't about music suddenly introduce a puzzle that is based on notes or tune, it can be a complete game-ending roadblock for someone who is deaf or hard of hearing. This happened to players in Undertale, where there's a puzzle where you need to listen to a tune in one room and play it back on a piano in another
Just a
room.
solid green block. It's not
Thankfully,
even
creator Toby Fox later patched the game to have
anything.
the answer simply appear on screen if you wait
Stop
for
it.
the statue, giving players an alternative way to finish these puzzles, or using some kind of visual element, or making them completely optional, which they kind of are in The Witness, I guess, would stop sound puzzles from being the end of the road for players who are hard of hearing. When it comes to accessibility,
That's not
there
good.
really
That's
isn't a thing
definitely
as
not
having
good.
too many options. And in terms of audio, there are lots of things you can let the player fiddle with. For
fuck
subtitles,
is this?
some games let you change the size of the font. And
Oh, there's like a
Assassin's
normal
Creed
one,
lets you
maybe?
decide whether or not to show the speaker's name and whether or not to use a background. Another important option is the ability to change the volume of different parts of the sound mix. Games like Mortal Kombat X let you change the volume of the effects, announcer, dialogue, music, ambience, and cutscenes, allowing players who are hard of hearing to drop, say, the background music in order to increase the volume of the more important sound effects. And finally, players should be able to turn on subtitles before a single word of dialogue is spoken. This can be achieved with an accessibility menu before the game starts, like in Naughty Dog's more recent games, or a simple subtitles button in the first cutscene, like Infamous First Light. Oh, and I almost forgot. Can game developers please all get together and agree on one set place for the subtitles option? Some put it in gameplay, others in sound, others in accessibility, others put it in language. Come on, it's getting silly now. So, making a game more accessible to the deaf, or hard of hearing, or just players who need to turn the sound down because a baby is sleeping in the next room is not too difficult or expensive. I mean, it would be wonderful to see more games like Moss, where Hero Quill can communicate to the player in American Sign Language. But for all other games, there are loads of easy-to-follow guidelines for subtitles from the movie industry to cover dialogue. And when considering audio cues and puzzles, it's just a case of thinking about how to communicate the same information without access to audio. And while it would be awesome for more studios to get disabled players in to test their games for auditory accessibility, indie developers on a budget can check that their game is playable by putting their...
I gotta find some better textures. These are not doing it for me.
Hey, thanks for watching. I want to thank Susan, aka One Odd Gamer Girl of Able Gamers, who helped check this video for accuracy, and the Game Accessibility Guidelines website, which is packed with good advice. This series will return in the future with a look at designing for visual, motor, and
This could work.
cognitive disabilities. For now, though, please share any games that do a particularly good or bad job of auditory accessibility in the comments below. GMTK is powered by Patreon.
Yeah, we'll give this one a
Games
shot.
are for everyone, and they can even be enjoyed by those who live with disabilities if game developers make certain design decisions or introduce certain options. In this series of videos, I'm looking at how to implement some of the most popular and easy options to make games better for those with auditory, visual, motor, or cognitive disabilities. In this second episode of the show, I'm looking at options for those living with visual impairments, such as colorblindness and low vision. In Cuphead, it's easy to tell the difference between these pink punches, which you can parry, and the blue ones, which you can't, unless the game looked like this. And when hacking cameras and whatnot in BioShock 2, you shouldn't have a problem differentiating between green cells, which give you access, and red cells, which trigger an alarm. unless the game looked like this. This is what playing games can be like for those who have color vision deficiency, more commonly known as being colorblind. That's when one or more of the receptors in your eyes is defective, which can reduce your ability to see a particular chunk of the color spectrum and make it difficult to tell the difference between some hues. There are three major types of colorblindness. Deuteranopia, which affects the perception of green tones, is the most common form. Protanopia is less common
Me.
and affects
Protanopia.
tones. In practice,
Hell
these
yeah.
two forms of colorblindness look quite similar and are sometimes referred to together as red-green colorblindness. And then there's tritanopia, which is very rare and affects your ability to see yellow and, to a lesser extent, blue. We use the suffix anopia when the cone is completely missing, and the suffix anomaly when the cone is defective. There's also the ultra-rare achromatopsia, where you literally see the world in black and white. And color vision deficiency can result from physical and neurological damage, which can lead to very unique effects. Color blindness affects approximately 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women. Developers can check to see if their games are readable by those who are colorblind by checking with colorblind gamers or using free filter tools to simulate what their game might look like to people with the three major vision deficiencies. A tool like Color Oracle allows you to see static images in a simulated colorblind mode, while the program Sim Daltonism can show you the world through colorblind eyes in real time. There are also filters for game engines like Unreal Engine, which is available by default, and Unity, which I'll link to in the description. Then, once the filters are applied, developers should see if critical information like HUD elements, alerts, enemy differences, crosshairs, explosive barrels, loot rarity, damage indicators, or waypoints are lost or difficult to distinguish. And so if you've run the filter and realized that colorblind gamers won't be able to see their red laser sight against different backgrounds, or tell the difference between the red team and the green team, or pick out the gold loot from the green loot, what do you do? Well, the best solution is to design around this issue and simply avoid relying on color alone when communicating information or distinguishing between two different things. Designers should try to use shapes, symbols, shading, animation, and other visual tricks to make critical parts of the game stand out from one another. Take, for example, Recore, a shooter with color-coded enemies and weapons where you'll need to use red bullets on red enemies, and so on. Developer Armature Studio wisely decided to not just use colors, but also put high-contrast white arrows on the enemy's health bar, left for blue, up for yellow, and right for red, which corresponds to the D-pad direction you must press to change to the same colored bullets. If you don't want to make these symbols appear for everyone, you can have them as part of an optional colorblind mode. A great example of this is the charming color-swapping puzzler Hue, where a colorblind mode applies symbols to the different colors to make them visually distinct from one another. And in Chromagun, which has to deal with lots of colors and color combinations, a really clever symbol system is used. So there's a unique symbol for the base colors, a vertical line for yellow, a horizontal line for blue, and a circle for red. And then these symbols can combine to make the mixtures of orange, purple, and green, and a final one for black. That means you can play the game fully, no matter which colors you can and can't see. Where it's not
Looks
possible
pretty
to
good.
design around this issue,
It'll look better
the
once we
next
finish,
best
too.
step is to allow players to customize the colors they see on screen.
Doesn't.
The gold standard is Battlefield 1.
Mhm.
Here, the squad and enemy colors, that pesky red and green again, are hard to distinguish for players with Deuteranopia. And the squad and team colors, green and blue, merge together for those with Tritanopia. So DICE provides a colorblind option that lets you swap those four colors for a palette that will be more distinguishable for those with different forms of CVD. Bonus points for showing the change on the option screen itself, and mega bonus points for letting players simply pick four colors of their own choosing from a Photoshop-like color picker. Slightly more simple, one-size-fits-all options can be found in Far Cry 5, which changes red elements to yellow. And in the Call of Duty games, where a colorblind option swaps the classic green and red labels for team members and enemies to blue and yellow ones. Here's another good example from the puzzle game The Spectrum Retreat, which has 4 different colored blocks to play with. In this
Mhm.
game, a color vision mode has a different color palette for Deuteranopia and Protanopia, another for Tritanopia, and a black and white one that will work with achromatopsia and other rare vision deficiencies. If you're looking for a good color palette for a colorblind mode, use blue and orange as your primary colors when contrasting key elements. These will stick out from one another for gamers with all three major types of CVD. Beyond that, very light and dark colors will also show up, as those with color blindness can still see the differences in brightness, provided the difference is strong enough. And of course, black and white are visible to everyone. Now, some developers seem to think that the best solution is to provide a filter that will try to recolor the entire
Is it-
screen. But this
is
is
it the-
tricky
oh,
to
wait, I know
implement
why.
and rarely the best approach. Overwatch, for example, has these filters that completely recolor the game, and while some players do appreciate these filters, for many, they don't really help and just end up making the game look utterly bonkers. These settings shouldn't mean you experience colors in games differently than you perceive them naturally in the real world. Instead, they should simply help players to clearly see vital bits of information. At least this is better than Doom, which somehow managed to include a filter that actually simulates the effects of being colorblind rather than help them.
That's so funny to me that they did that. Like, it's fucked up.
It just shows you what the game would look like if you had that form of colorblindness. How this ended up in the final game is beyond me. And finally, for games where color combinations keep changing,
Okay, in the light that
like
looks
the
better.
colorful Splatoon, it's good to offer an option that will lock team colors to something
Why are
universally
the
distinguishable.
trees like
In
that,
this
though?
case, light orange and dark blue, so players will never come across a color combination they can't see. This doesn't affect all players, as the colors are only locked on the console of the player who chose the option. When God of War came out on PS4 this year, many players struggled to enjoy the game for one significant reason. The text size was tiny. Anyone with low vision, or just those who are trying to play the game on a smaller TV, would struggle to read the game's subtitles and menus. Thankfully, Sony Santa Monica updated the game and included a slider that lets you change the text size. It's still pretty small, but it's something. And it's a good reminder that games can do better to help players see critical information. Because there are a huge range of conditions that can reduce your field of vision, meaning how much you can see, and acuity, meaning how clearly you can see it. But designers can work to help those players with design considerations that generally come down to two core things: size and contrast. So devs should make text, user interface elements, button prompts, and alerts big and easy to read. As a rough guide for console games, you should not drop below 28 pixel fonts on any UI text, and nothing below 46 pixels for subtitles. Plus, developers should try to make them contrast against different backgrounds by using dark shadows or outlines. Don't fall into the trap of only ever testing your game from a computer on your desk. See what it looks like on a TV on the other side of the room. If you don't want to do it by default, then at least consider adding in an option. In Monster Hunter World, there's an option that will boost the text size on the interface and tutorial. In Borderlands the pre-sequel, you can boost the size of the whole user interface to make things like your health and ammo easier to see. And in Assassin's Creed Origins, there's an option to add a black box behind the subtitle text to make it easier to see them against the game. One more thing to consider is the use of clear, easy-to-read fonts. Sci-fi screen text or gothic letterpress or handwritten scribbles might fit the game world, but they can be a nightmare to read with low vision or from a distance. You don't need to take the personality out of your game though. Simply give players the option to read the on-screen text in a standard sans serif font, like in the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Another option that benefits players with low vision is some form of high
That's alright.
contrast mode that makes critical parts of the game better stand out against the background. Take Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
where the
Oh,
animations
it's because I accidentally set it to like
are beautiful
5.
and
Oops.
atmospheric, but they can also make it hard to see.
What
the
is it? It
actual
says 1.8.
items.
There we go. That's
A
better.
practical option
What is with
places
these errors over
the
here? What
items
does this
in a
mean?
flattened room, making Ryu and Chums easily visible to all.
Mesh
New
collider? Is
mode
that supported on
and
terrain at the
shoot
moment?
one up lets you choose the opacity
What does
of
that
the
mean?
background layer. Drop it down to low, and the unimportant backdrop gets darker, causing enemy ships and bullets to stick out like a sore thumb.
Okay, I
For
guess I
some
just have it
games,
too
this can be
dense.
a really easy option to implement because it's just a black rectangle between the foreground and the background. It's also important for a game to have a really vivid soundscape so that critical information can be picked up by those with low vision. It's easy to know that you've killed a Combine soldier in Half-Life 2, for example, because they play a loud, flatlining sound when they die. In fact, some games can even be played by gamers who are completely blind if the soundscape is detailed and covers all important information. Fighting games are a good example of this. Their simple environment, combined with great sound design, mean they're often accessible by default, but some extra considerations are needed. For example, NetherRealms' fighting games Injustice and Mortal Kombat X have interactable stage elements, and at the launch of Injustice, the only way to know that you can use them is to look out for a white
Oh,
visual.
these aren't compressed.
So after receiving feedback from blind players, the devs added an accessibility option that plays a pulsing sound effect if a player is near one of these interactables. The sound plays in the left ear of your headphones if you're stood in front of it, or in the right ear if your opponent is. Now, blind gamers can even compete in tournaments.
What the hell? Is this still not compressed?
Sightless Combat, asked the devs of Killer Instinct to add audio cues to correspond with HUD elements like the knockdown value meter and the shadow meter, so he knows when combos are about to drop and when special attacks are ready for use. Those sounds are now in the
I'm
game,
always
and there's a
tired,
menu
friend.
option that lets you change the volume of those sounds. Because, like in the audio episode, games should let you change the volume of different audio sources so players can dip or mute the music to better focus on critical sound effects. You can also support screen readers, which are external pieces of software that can read out text from a game. The fighting game Skullgirls, for example, is configured to work with screen readers, and it will read out menu text to low-sighted players. This would make lots of sense for interface-driven games like Hearthstone, or text-heavy games like visual novels that don't have voice acting. I've put some links in the description to some handy resources if you want to consider this option. Ultimately, video games are a massively visual medium, which means disabilities that affect your vision will undoubtedly affect your ability to
No, I forgot the reason I started doing this was to do roads. I completely forgot.
Games way more accessible to those who
We'll do
are
roads now.
blind or live with low vision. Just remember, don't rely on color alone, focus on size and contrast, and invest in good audio. Beyond that, make sure you test your games for this stuff, either by working with players with disabilities, or simply playing your game on a TV that's across the room, or by using colorblind filters. Do that, and not only will your game be more accessible, but also help out players who are playing on a smaller screen, or squinting to see their TV in a sunny room, or playing on a phone in battery-saving mode, and so on. As with all accessibility measures, pretty much everyone will benefit from a little extra work. Thanks for watching. Huge thanks this week to accessibility specialist Ian Hamilton of the Game Accessibility Guidelines, who provided loads of help, plus a team of colorblind gamers on Twitter who shared their experiences with me. Future episodes will cover motor disabilities as well as cognitive disabilities like simulation sickness,
Actually, you know what I'll
epilepsy,
do?
and dyslexia.
Let's undo
GSGK
this.
and Designing for Disability are powered by Patreon. Okay, so imagine this. You're playing the new Spider-Man game, and you're swinging about, beating up bad
Spider-Man!
guys, and generally
I know him.
feeling like a superhero. And then Spidey has to save these people who are trapped under some rubble, and you can't. The game's asking you to press the square button really fast, but for whatever reason, maybe you've got arthritis, or tendinitis, or Parkinson's, or repetitive strain injury, or muscular dystrophy. Whatever the case, you can't hammer that square button fast enough. So much for feeling like a superhero. Video games are heavily based on physical interaction, and so gamers with motor impairments, those that impact the use of their fingers, hands, or arms, may find it extremely difficult to enjoy certain titles, especially those that test your precision, timing, strength, and endurance. Thankfully, there are awesome accessible controllers out there, such as tailor-made setups from places like Special Effect and Able Gamers, as well as Microsoft's awesome new adaptive controller that hooks up to the Xbox One and PC. But that's not the end of the story, because getting past hardware barriers can often mean finding more barriers in the games themselves. So there's lots that game designers can do to make their games more accessible, and that's what we're going to look at in episode 3 of Designing for Disability. Here are some options and design choices to make games better for those with motor disabilities. The first step that designers should take is to allow players to modify the way they control the game. This will see them playing the exact same game as everyone else, but you just control it in a slightly different fashion. That starts, naturally, with remappable controls, which allow players to move functions around the input device to a place that they can reach more comfortably. For example, if bending a finger around to pull a trigger is difficult, painful, or impossible, being able to move fire or accelerate or whatever to a face button can be a massive help. Now, this is almost always found in PC games, where it's expected that you can map every action onto any key on the keyboard or any mouse button, but it's very rare to find on console. Some games like Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Nier Automata do let you remap controls in
Automata.
console versions, but most games do not. Some control presets, including one for left-handed gamers, are better than nothing, but full remapping on controllers is one of the most requested accessibility options around. And yes, it's true that some consoles like the Xbox One and PS4 have system-level controller remapping, but devs shouldn't rely on this. These options are not super robust and don't account for things like a different control scheme for different modes or different characters, and gamers may need to change the entire system's controls every time they want to play a different game, and that's no fun at all. It's also good to allow players to use different input methods. Nintendo has been a bit rubbish with this of late, forcing
no.
gamers to use motion controls in games like Twilight Princess and Donkey Kong on Wii and Super Mario Odyssey on Switch. Because if you can't shake the device or can't stop shaking the device, those games just aren't going to work. They should look to their own Splatoon for inspiration, which lets you pick between gyro-controlled aiming or typical analog stick aiming. Or London Heist on PlayStation VR, which supports both the PS Move Waggle Wand and a more traditional pad. PC developers can do the most here. Keyboard shortcuts in games like XCOM save you needing to move the mouse all over the screen. Controller support is great for those who can't use keyboard and mouse, though it should still be remappable. Allowing external devices by not blocking input from other applications lets players with disabilities use their own hardware. And a windowed mode that doesn't lock your mouse to the game lets players use the on-screen keyboard inside Windows instead of a physical keyboard. And anytime you have an input that requires fine motor movement, like a mouse, an analog stick, or a gyrometer, it's great to let players futz with the sensitivity. Titanfall 2 is a great example here, letting you go right in and mess with the response curve, dead zone, and ramp-up time when aiming. But for most games, a sensitivity meter, which simply dictates how fast your cursor moves when you wiggle the stick, is a great option. Options to customize the controls are terrific and will help many players enjoy games just like everyone else. But some games do go a step further and let you reduce the complexity of the input to make it easier to control the events on screen. For example, can you make the game playable with just one analog stick instead of two? Well, in the most recent Uncharted games, you can turn on a camera assist to make the camera always follow behind your character, meaning you can control both movement and looking with the same analog stick. And if you also flip the sticks while aiming, you can aim your gun with the same stick you use to move Chloe around. Uncharted can also automatically target enemies if you're struggling with the fine-grained aiming controls. And if you're on PC, can the game be controlled with just the mouse or just the keyboard instead of both? A good example of this is The Witness on PC, which has both traditional mouse and keyboard controls or a more accessible click-to-move system akin to old-school adventure games. This allows the entire game to work with just one hand. Another avenue is to reduce the number of buttons needed. In Bayonetta 2, an automatic mode lets you pull off advanced fighting moves and crazy combos with a single button, and Nier Automata lets you install chips that automate certain actions, provided you're playing on easy mode. My favourite is the one that makes your pod automatically shoot, saving you from holding down a button all the time. That's because forcing a player to hold down a button can make a game completely inaccessible to those with certain disabilities. Thankfully, many games let you change that to a toggle, so in Battlefield 4, you can press the left shoulder button once to aim down sights, and then press it again to go back to a normal view. And in Mario Kart 8, you can just make the karts drive forward by themselves instead of having to
Well, I
hold
actually
down
think I'm going to
the
put the city on a
entire race.
platform. And that would kind of keep things straight, and I can also do roads a bit better.
Are these tiny micro games that pop
So
up
let's
from
actually
time to
maybe
time that
delete
randomly require
this,
precise
and then
or
we'll pick
vigorous
up from
button
here.
pressing. Like bits where you need to wiggle a stick, or bash a button, or press a button with perfect timing, or manipulate the controller in some weirdly specific way. These often put a greater demand on a motor ability than regular gameplay. Luckily, this is something that developers are finally figuring out and giving players lots of options to make this stuff easier or just completely skippable. So that bit in Spider-Man from the start, you can actually turn on an accessibility option, so you just need to hold the button down. As someone who suffers from repetitive strain injury, this option is a godsend. Spider-Man also lets you auto-skip these tricky QuickTime events, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider won't force you to rotate the analog stick when turning cranks if that's going to hurt your hand. Don't be like Detroit Become Human though. This game has you tilt the right analog stick in a very specific way to interact with things, which can be very challenging to certain gamers. But while you can swap that for a simplified control scheme, it also makes the actual difficulty of the game easier, with fewer chances to lose a character. What does having a motor disability have to do with your ability to make decisions or solve puzzles? Now, that being said, difficulty modes can be great. Players struggling with input may find life easier if they can simply relax the challenge level of the game to give themselves a bit more leeway in combat encounters or a bit more time to wrangle the controller. But one-size-fits-all difficulty modes are not the only way to go. The recently released Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a nice example, as it lets you independently change the combat, exploration, and puzzle difficulties. If you want to make the fiddly fights easier, but still want to test your logic skills without Lara just giving away the answer, you can do that. Some games also offer options that sit a bit outside what you may normally think of as difficulty. Celeste's Assist mode, which lets you completely change the speed of the game, is really great and helpful for those with many types of disability. And Fallout's VATS option, which suddenly turns a frantic first-person shooter into a measured turn-based game, is a good example of how normal gameplay systems can do double duty as accessibility options. One more thing to consider is Rumble. It can be great feedback or a fun puzzle solution, and it can even be used for accessibility as a way to communicate information to people who have difficulty seeing or hearing. But it can also be a painful shudder or something that causes your controller to slip out of your hand. Let players turn Rumble off or reduce its intensity, and don't have anything in the game be expressed exclusively through controller rumbles. And finally, pausing. Most games let you pause no problem, but titles like Dark Souls that don't let you pause proceedings even while playing single player can be challenging for those who need to rest their hands or are having a flare-up. Making games accessible to players with motor disabilities is a humongous challenge, and even titles I've praised in this video haven't got everything right. Spider-Man doesn't have controller remapping, and many important commands require holding down buttons or pressing two buttons at once. And XCOM can be controlled by the keyboard alone, but not the mouse alone. But it's not impossible. The basics are straightforward, offer flexible controls, and avoid unnecessary complexity both in general controls and of those specific interactions. But beyond that, go get feedback from disabled gamers or work with consultancy groups like Degas. Do that and you can make a really big difference to a lot of people's enjoyment of your game. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Stephen of Able Gamers, Half Coordinated, Ian from Game Accessibility Guidelines, The Merc with One Arm, and more gamers who helped with this episode. There are 2 more episodes of Designing for Disability that you might want to watch on audio and visual disabilities, and a 4th episode on cognitive disabilities will be out before the year's end.
Video games are for everyone, and they can even be enjoyed by those who live with disabilities if game developers make certain design decisions or introduce special options. In this series of videos, I've been looking at how to make games better for those with auditory, visual, and motor disabilities. We've looked at colorblind modes and controller remapping and subtitle standards. And for this final episode in the series, I'm looking at one more category: cognitive disabilities. This covers everything from epilepsy to dyslexia to learning difficulties, and while it might seem like a challenging topic to approach, there's plenty of smart stuff designers can do to improve their games for those living with these disabilities. Simulation sickness is, to put it simply, your eyes telling you that movement is happening, while your inner ear tells you that you're actually just sat still. That mismatch can cause your body to react in a pretty uncomfortable way. You're going to see it the most in 3D games, especially first and third person ones. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, so giving players plenty of options will allow them to hopefully find a setup that works for them. So let players turn off features that affect the movement of the camera, like weapon bob, head bob, screen shake, and motion blur. Giving players control over the game's field of view angle is also good, as are sensitivity controls, as these reduce large swinging movements. And for first-person games, you might want to let players turn on a crosshair of sorts, even in games without guns, like The Witness. As a designer, it's good to be mindful of big, unexpected camera movements. Try to use smooth transitions instead of quick snaps and fast zooms. This is obviously a massive deal for virtual reality games, but that's a whole topic in of itself. For now, I've put links to a GDC talk and a Gamma Sutra post on VR simulation sickness in the description for this video. A related area is people being overwhelmed by the level of visual activity on the screen, such as bright lights, constant flashes, and lots of things going off at once. This can affect a wide range of sensory processing issues, from autism to migraines and, even at the far end of the scale, photosensitive epilepsy. Sensory overload in games is generally based on two things: quick flashes and regular moving patterns. So identify things that may cause a player to be overwhelmed and let them disable those features. Just Shapes and Beats has a mode to turn off flashes, and Stardew Valley lets you change the falling snow effect, which is a pattern that can trigger sensory overload. You might want to use the tool that Ubisoft and the other big publishers use, called the Harding Flash and Pattern Analyzer. They have a service where you can upload a piece of recorded gameplay and have it analyzed to see if there's anything that doesn't pass its criteria. Dyslexia is an umbrella term covering people whose reading ability doesn't match up with their general developmental level. In video games, it can cause players to struggle to take in written information and dialogue text. To combat this, try to make text as clear and easy to read as possible. Just like I said in the subtitles episode, go for a clean sans serif font in mixed case rather than all caps. Go for 1.5 times line spacing and avoid more than 70 characters in a line. And make sure your text is on a solid background so there's nothing interfering with the letter shapes. But there are also fonts that are specifically designed to be easier to read.
I use one of them. I use Open Dyslexic for my games. Yeah, that one.
Premium FSME. The developers of the pixelated horror game The Last Door offered Open Dyslexic as an option, and the creators said that 14% of people who finished the game used this typeface. Also, try to avoid text that advances automatically. Some players need a bit more time than others to read and comprehend the text on screen. Maybe let it stay on screen until the player hits a button and moves on to the next line. Executive function describes the way we receive, process, and then act on information. For those with learning difficulties, it can take longer to work through these steps, so here are some key ways to make it easier. Telling players what to do in clear, simple language is a good start. In a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, characters will explain your next objective in a cutscene, but then the game will also explicitly tell you what to do in a few simple sentences, where key words are highlighted. This text will stay on screen for the duration of the mission, so players are reminded what they need to do. And then you might want to think about options for filtering that information. Things like filters on map screens to only show the really important stuff, or the hex grid in Civilization 5, which makes it easier to understand the world map. Knowing where to go can be a challenge for some players, so consider options to turn on waypoints, mini-maps, objective markers, and even big floating arrows. Red Dead Redemption 2 lets you turn on a GPS to provide a red line towards your objective, and Super Mario Odyssey's Assist mode draws blue arrows on the floor, which point you towards the next part of the game. Tutorials are important to help all players get up to speed with how things work, but you can boost their effectiveness for players with cognitive disabilities by letting them replay these tutorials at any time, or at least access helpful instructions from the menu. In interface-heavy games like Cities Skylines, optional tooltips and help windows can remind players what various parts of the game do, even if they've already finished the tutorial. Practice modes are great too. Many competitive games offer modes where you can train with a customizable character, or play offline against bots. This allows people to practice their abilities in a stress-free environment. This works in single-player games too, of course. Hub worlds, like the castle in Super Mario 64, give players a chance to learn the controls and practice at the game in a safe, challenge-free area. and the practice menu
Oh, yeah,
on
take care.
Bayonetta's loading screen gives you time
I may hop off
practice
soon, too.
before going
I'll
to
spend some time with Liam on his birthday.
Another
Yeah, what the hell? I think I'll probably hop off too then. It's been fun. Thank you all for coming, and I am excited at the direction that this is going. This is a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll all come together really well with a nice little bow on top. So anyway, take care, everybody. Love you all. Mwah.